we had a buck coming in. They called him the Stubbs buck on Midwest Whitetail for those of you guys who follow him.
Did you miss him?
Oh, yeah.
That's why they call him that, right?
He came in, and I had
Jamie.
I had
Stubby.
That's right, Jamie. Yeah. And I'm like, Jared, I'm not shooting that buck. And Jared's like, come on, you're shooting that buck. And we were on the river farm. And so, like, I give Jared the camera, and he comes in, I shoot it, and, like, I figured, he was, like, 33 yards. I figured he'd duck a little bit. He didn't duck an inch, and I hit him, like, basically in the armpit. And so he, like, runs off, and I'm just like, man.
Jared's like, here's the camera back.
Yeah.
And then, I think we're down here.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
HUNTR Podcast is brought to you by Hoyt.
Another year with Hoyt bows. I'm still in the aluminum. I'm shooting the AX3 this year. You're in the carbon.
RX10.
And again, man, Hoyt has just been so reliable for us year after year. Why would we go anywhere else?
Dude, I swear, they just keep making them better. You know, refining that Redworks model. And we had the honor and the privilege of getting these bows early this past season. So I think it was early November. We got them in hand. Literally took it straight to the field, and I shot all 3 of my bucks last year with this RX10, and couldn't have been any happier with how it performed.
And they also keep getting simpler for us. This year we've got the XTS system from a tuning side, just a couple turns with the Allen wrench and shooting bullet holes through paper.
Get serious, get Hoyt.
And we're back.
Ew.
On our podcast, episode 330. As we kept ourselves in line, Nick was here. He's gone now. So long, Nick.
Yeah, I'm at a point in the day. I'm going to gain some steam here pretty quick. Not that I don't have it. Fasting gives you a different energy. It's almost kind of like a desperation energy. At a certain point in the day, it's kind of like...
It's just processing your fats. That's why.
I guess so.
Burning your fats.
I guess so, yeah.
Providing some energy.
And with that energy, I will thank everyone for being here, whether you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, as Jeremy cracks a beer over there, and I'm close behind. Thank you guys for tuning in. We drop these episodes every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you give us a like, follow, subscribe on any one of those channels, it should notify you as to when these drop, and you'll get the heads up and all that. So, what do you think?
Different.
We'll bust that open here in a minute. I'm good. I'll crack mine. And Ethan, you can go ahead there.
Everybody's in.
We'll bring it here in a minute.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract.
No, you're good.
I took a first sip, and I was like, oh.
If you guys have written us on Instagram, DM, or the website, those are the 2 that we check the most frequently. Really appreciate you guys reaching out. That means a lot to us, and we tried diligently to get back through those. I know we got a couple in the hopper, so thanks for your patience. We have some HUNTR merch that by now should be on the new website. We have some cool new stuff, a couple new designs.
Yeah, it's mid-August when this is airing, so
There's
we should be good.
New hoodie in there that I really like. I dig that one. So you guys can check that out. And in the meantime, you can use code HUNTR, HUNTR, on any of our partners' websites for a discount in some way, shape, or form. And other than that,
here we go.
As we're cracking the beers, here we go.
Yeah, these are Mountain State Brewing beers straight from West Virginia from Rick B. Bout.
Yeah, very good.
He left them in our fridge.
And Ethan, we won't keep our guests waiting here any longer. So we got
Ethan Stubbs, ladies and gentlemen.
Stubbs here in studio with us.
Straight from the great state of Iowa.
That's right.
I know it's funny for, like, as we're sitting here, it seems like almost weird. They're like, we can see that guy. So I can see you. But for the ones that are listening, they may not see it until you chime in on the
You're
mic.
here.
Oh, okay, I'm
You're
here.
in
Yeah,
person.
Yes,
I'm
you're here. Please go.
First in-person podcast, so learning as we go here.
That's awesome, man. Well, welcome. We're happy.
You summarized
to
it,
be
right?
the first.
You're like, it's just like a deer camp talk. I was like, yes, pretty much the same. Exactly the same.
Which ones have you done? That is a little.
It's like an IPA-ish.
But it's light.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't have the like heavy after of an IPA.
It's not flat, is it?
No.
Kind of has a little bit of that taste, though, doesn't it?
I almost thought like citrusy at the front, but
yeah, I think it is a
Is
little
it?
citrusy. Yeah, like not orange, but like a lime maybe.
It's definitely citrusy
Yeah.
on the front end, but like almost flat tasting.
I
on
almost
the
wondered
back
if
end.
that was a weed symbol at first, but I don't think it is.
Hey, we'll know soon enough. That is a little cannabis looking. MSBC? I don't think so.
Here.
It's like a flower.
American Blonde Ale, boasting generous doses of oats and wheat and flavored with Bavarian, something I can't read, hops.
There you go.
Fair enough.
There you go.
It's
So-
the Bavarian hops.
Yeah.
I heard they recently added more hops to this. Ethan, which podcast have you done remotely?
I've been on a few of them. The Ridge Hunter one is probably like the most recent that I've been on.
Okay.
But they've all just been on Zoom. I'm trying to think of some of the other names that I've been on, but it's been a while. This is the first one of the year, so it's always like good to get
A little
back
weird to
into-
hear
yeah,
yourself and
weird to hear
get on
myself.
that mic. I'm going to keep encouraging
Did
you.
you? So
don't be
did you
afraid
do
of it.
those as like I guess the most recent one would have been like you, Ethan Stubbs, but like before that, was it because you were interning with Bill that you were doing those, or was it more when you had gone independent on stuff?
Yeah, I think it was definitely to start out was with Bill. You know, it
Yep.
was just like, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? Blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I kind of, as my personal brand has grown or developed, I guess is probably the better word for it. It's been more so like, what's the transition been like? You know, what are you doing now? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically career-wise stuff is a lot of the stuff we talked about. And then obviously talking about deer, which is fun. So
Yeah, very cool. So I guess we kind of caught up pre-podcast a little bit, but
Me and Ethan had a whole podcast on the way here.
I know,
So
that's the
I was
downfall of the drive.
I said I'm going to intentionally forget it all and just we're going to go. Well, it's take. We'll
It's
we'll
easier
start
than
again.
he says it is to
We'll start
forget
again.
it all. Okay. So yeah, Northeast Iowa, right?
Yep.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Okay. And so I assume that's how you and Bill connected because his farm was in that area, or how did that work?
Yeah, so Bill, I guess, was in the transition period of when he sold his Southern Iowa farm.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was done with school, it was like, you know, kind of what's going to happen here. And I met up with him through some different projects that we met with or that we were working on. And I was like, Bill, you got to get back into it. He's like, nah, I'm not doing that, you know? And I'm like, well, if you ever need someone, I'm right here, like 40 minutes away. Like, this would be my dream job. And I'm like, just let me know. And one day he called me. I was at a land auction. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm serious. Like, that's what I want to do. And so he's like, all right, come up to the shop and whatever. And that's kind of how we started.
He's like, I'm not going to pay you anything, but show up at the shop.
No, he paid me because I actually did an internship at Midwest Whitetail. So that was like I call that my true intern year.
When was that?
2021.
Okay.
So Bill had no part of Midwest Whitetail
Right,
at that point.
at
It
that
was
point, yep.
Jared Mills is who I
Mhm.
filmed all fall. And so obviously loved hunting, loved the media aspect side of the hunting industry, worked with Jared a bunch. And that's why that was kind of my intro to Bill was through Jared, really.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was through like the 41 North type stuff.
Yes, exactly. That was that time frame. Like, I think Midwest Whitetail had been bought and sold a few times at that
Mhm.
point. And, you know, Bill was just out of the picture. He was kind of off doing his own thing, sleeping
Right.
in the woods. And
We didn't know where he was. In fact, I think it was
We talked to him
was
around
it our
that time.
Yeah, it was like our first podcast with Bill that we did, and it was like,
Mm-hmm.
where in the world's Bill Winke been type of thing.
Yeah.
And he kind of just divulged his, at that point when he had sold his farm, he couldn't find another one, so he had invested in like apartment complexes.
Yep.
Because he had to protect his 1031, so he wasn't paying taxes. And yeah, so it was like the catch up of like, what are you doing and what do you plan on doing type of thing. I think that was the one where he wasn't he like
Talking about the audio recording.
yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna sit in the stand and do audio recordings. I'm like a podcast. He's like,
More like journal type. is the
journaling with
the-
Bill
The
Winke.
vibe I was getting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what year he bought his farm. If that was late 2021, maybe early 2022. Because my
Probably.
first
It
year
had
with
to be 22 because we would have had him in 21 and he hadn't bought it yet.
Okay. Because my first year was 2022, and I knew that was the first buck that he had killed on the farm, but I didn't know if it was like, you know, the
Yeah.
first year that he owned the farm or how that worked.
Which buck?
We shot him out of he shot him out of the scrape tree.
That you filmed.
I filmed
Yeah.
him. Yep.
So would it have been 21 that he had the lease where he killed a pretty good one over there?
Yes.
And he had that for a few years.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where he
Overlapping.
was sleeping in the woods.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, overlapping.
He was sleeping in the woods on the lease?
yeah, on the lease.
He was.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, that was the lease. Because that had the better deer on it.
And it's not that far away from his farm now,
He
which
has-
is crazy.
He has done that on the current farm, right?
Yeah, him and Carson.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
I guess
sure.
I didn't realize he was also doing that on the lease.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I never slept in the woods. I went on some camping trips with Bill on his farm, but nothing like sleeping in the woods for whitetails.
He's like, we're going to call this a camping trip. And you're like, are we just sleeping in the woods? He's like, no, it's camping.
Dude, real quick, because I know we're going to move on from this. Speaking of sleeping in the woods, I talked to, do you know Rendell, Eric? You know who that is?
yeah.
I talked to Rendell at the show in Wisconsin.
I know where you're
at the
going.
Huntstock, and he was telling us the story of he slept in the tree.
3 days.
Was it 3 nights?
Yeah,
also
3
3
nights.
full nights he
Oh
spent.
man.
He never got down.
In a saddle.
In the saddle. He was like using bands to strap himself up and like.
Yeah, he didn't leave the tree for 3 nights. straight.
How is that for like circulation and
Not
stuff like
good.
that? That's what I was
not
thinking.
good.
He said he got down and he's like could barely walk.
He's like, yeah, my neck's all messed up. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
bet,
why.
dude.
Randall's not that young either. Like I don't know how old he is.
And
but
he's like 6'7".
He is a tall dude. Yeah.
Can you imagine a buck coming through in the middle of the night? Be like, Jesus.
I don't know, dude.
He just looks like a dead Sasquatch in the tree.
Snoring up there, yeah.
I would find any excuse. Now I'm like, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, and I think we talked to Bill about it at first. It was like, I get the understanding of like access in and out and disturbance. I also am like, dude, if the longer you're in that spot, the more your scent and everything is just pouring out.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if you're prepared through scent, elimination, prevention, whatever. Like, dude, if you're just sitting there, there is odors, especially, dude, if you've been there for 3 days and haven't showered, you stink.
There's a little stank going on there.
Like, there's no possible way that that's better than not egress to that spot.
I would tend to agree.
And that's why we never did it. That was Bill's reason. He's like, with one guy, it's pushing it. With two guys, there's so much more noise and scent and everything.
Too much stink.
And so they got which I wasn't a part of this, but they got like those redneck freedom trailers.
Yeah, the freedom camper.
And that's what he's been sleeping in.
That's what I heard. They told us that he like half buried it and like
put like duct tape on the vents and stuff from what I've
He's got to
saw
stop
in this
doing
video.
that. Dude, when I used to work on his farm in southern Iowa, that was right after him and Redneck started partnering, and that's also when he was in the height of ozonics. And the number of times I was in a blind with him with every vent shut and that ozonics running, I was like, dude, this is not healthy.
You like get out of there and you're like,
yeah, no wonder he was sleeping on the bottom of the blind all the time, like passed out, I think.
yeah, I don't think ozone is good for your lungs at all.
I don't
No,
think
actually,
so.
scientifically, there's lots of studies that guarantee you that it is not.
Have you seen what it does to elastic? Like it just shreds
It shreds it.
elastic. Can
Yeah.
you imagine what it's doing to your lungs?
Not
It's like-
good.
yeah, it's like
It's not a question mark. They know what it does to your lungs. It's not good.
then your head hurts and it's just like, man, maybe that
Lack of
wasn't-
oxygen.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, I also don't think you should be closing off all the vents to the Freedom Camper either. That's probably not good.
Carbon monoxide 101. It's just like,
jeez.
I don't know what it is, what chemical it emits. It's not carbon, is
What's that?
an ozone unit? Is it putting
It's ozone, O3.
O3? Oxygen 3 is ozone.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about that for a chemistry?
I was gonna say I was pretty impressed by that.
Thank you. I think that's
You can
right.
Google it. Probably just prove that pretty
he's got like
quick, but-
ChatGPT pulled up under his phone.
Yeah. So never slept out in the woods with Bill, huh?
Nope.
You're probably one of the few cameramen and interns that has, not had to do that. I would
He
imagine.
didn't do that early in it either, though. Like when he had his home farm, like
that farm was so dialed in.
yeah, dude, you could access every piece 100 yards from the road.
Right. Yeah. No. So we never. I mean, we probably could have done it, but we just never did. Like it was. But that first year we did bow hunting whitetails. It was so fun. Like it was just me, Bill, and Jordan, and like we were just like cowboys out there. Like we didn't really know. Like we had no agenda. Obviously, Bill had an agenda. Like he's a wicked
Sure.
smart businessman.
Sure.
But like, I was just along for the ride.
I was
Like,
just building something.
I didn't know when I was going to be home. I didn't know when we were going to go hunting. But I was just like, both feet in.
I'm
like,
just in.
I love this. Like, let's just do it. And yeah, that was probably the most fun I've ever had filming hunts. Just because it's like, I mean, me and Bill have had so many good conversations just sitting in the tree. Like, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? It's like just stuff like that. Like, what is the thumbnail gonna be, or what's the title gonna be? Like, should we make something funny? And like, we had so much fun in the tree. That's, it's hard to portray through a video how much fun it actually is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting with Bill Winke is as fun as it gets.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's just like you're talking. It's like he's interacting. It's engaging, and it's like you're smiling the whole time because it's like, one, I'm hunting with Bill Winke on his own farm, and two, like he's just the nicest guy ever. Like he was just like, I was super blessed to be able to, I guess, call him a mentor. Really, just learn from him. It was so fun. Like I would never trade those years for anything.
Yeah.
Did you mention in the business side of it? I remember hearing like what he was going to call this thing. And it was like, yeah, it's going to be bow hunting whitetails. I'm like, of course it is.
It's just like,
of course it is.
He's like, I typed it in, domain was free, so
SEO 101.
I know, that's exactly
picked
it.
it right
I
up.
was like, yep, that's what it is, isn't it?
I think we overcomplicate it so much, like in brand development. And like he's like the complete opposite. Like, keep it simple, stupid. Like, what's easy, what's recognizable, what's, memorable. And Midwest Whitetail. It's like, oh, that is just genius.
Yeah.
Because it's not one state. Bow hunting whitetails, same thing. You know, it's just like that's
yeah.
what we love to do.
It makes itself.
It's a great name.
Hunting whitetails. That's hilarious.
It's funny because, you know, obviously the family's good, great. You know, when we first heard Bill was buying that farm, and even for a while after, I guess we were under the impression like he was living close to it. Because we're like, I don't know. I don't know if we just assumed like, oh yeah, like clearly he's going to buy a farm close.
Well,
like
you may not know because I didn't know. Apparently they recently moved there.
Oh, they did.
So that's what Ethan told
because
me
he
on
wasn't
the way
there.
here.
It was pretty far for him.
Well, I don't know if he's full time there or not, but I know that he was renovating his shop like the last time I was there.
Yeah.
So it looks awesome.
For a house, like for him and Pam and everybody, or just like a living quarters while he's there?
Well, it's just like I would say it's but before it was a living quarters, and now it's like
Full out house.
yeah, like bedrooms and everything.
Wow. Because how far was it from him? It was a couple hours, I think. Right?
Yeah, I'd say 3 hours.
Wow. Because they were more towards Des Moines or Iowa City?
Iowa City. Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, the way that he had started filming stuff, you guys were putting it out there. I'm like, I figured he just had to be close. I think it was when we had him on the second time that he was like, oh no, it's like 3 hours away. I'm like, what?
I know. It was kind of confusing at the time.
Well, and that's why he put the living quarters in there, is because he like spent a bunch of time. And so he had like one bedroom, and then like there was a futon. So I would just like sleep on the futon or sleep on the floor or whatever. Yep. And it was like, I mean, it's just what a guy needs, like for a hunting camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's how they treated it, and it was awesome.
It is for sure I got to be cheesy about it, but that's like a once in a lifetime experience. Like you're one of a few guys that can say like, hey, I hunted with Bill Winke for a couple. I mean, he's very humble, right? So I mean, like to call him a big figure, but like we were talking on the way here about how many connections he's made in the industry and what he's done for, you know, you talk about pioneering in like the online, you know, show space and stuff. It's like, you know, he's one of the
he's one of the forefathers.
He's one of the forefathers for sure. And it's very cool that you got to sit and spend time with him and film from him. And mentor is the right word on that for sure. So and he's still doing it. So.
And he's obviously one of the best whitetail hunters there is, but he's just a better it's like if I needed advice, I could call Bill and he'd help me out. Like he is just a great person, and I think he like really enjoys helping young people. Like, and I think that was kind of the premise of the internship program.
Agree.
Not to put words in his mouth, but like I think overall he just like wanted to help young guys get started. Like,
well, dude, he portaled how many guys into the industry?
I told him on the way here our story of, and I've told it on the podcast before about how you and I got connected too. I'm like, dude, how many?
It was Bill.
It's got to be hundreds of guys, you know, that have found, you know, come through there in some way, shape, or form, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the careers, you know, it's like Nick Saban talks about like how much money he's made as football player. You know, it's like $1 billion. It's like, think about all the careers that Bill's helped establish through Midwest Whitetail, through, I mean, Carson's doing well on his own, and now Amos, and like all these guys that are, you know, they're just redoing it at bow hunting whitetails. And so it's pretty fun to look at, because it's like, you know, you go to the ATA, you go to the NWTF, and you're walking around. It's just like you were a Midwest Whitetail intern or a bow hunting whitetail. It's like a fraternity.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey,
so many people have been put through it.
Yeah, there's been like guys you didn't even know that went through it, like Sam Soholt, and like guys like Eric Barber and stuff like that. You see him at trade shows, and it's just like
Tom last week at one.
Yeah. Yep. And it's just like fun because you have that like common language.
Eric's with Vortex. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And then obviously Sam doing
What's Sam doing now? Yeah, Sam's still on the
public
public land stuff?
I've never met Sam Soholt personally. I mean,
I think he's still doing public stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
That's kind of his go-to on that. Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, Bill and I, we had an interesting relationship just because of the Cabela's relationship that Midwest Whitetail had. And, you know, it was cool. You know, just being able to, I mean, he effectively would just like give me the keys to his farm to like do what, if I wanted to plant a food plot somewhere, he's like, cool, go do it. Like, you
That's
know,
awesome.
And that was the freedom that we had. And sure, we like talked and had conversation.
It was more like, I've never even been to that part of the farm. Like, sure.
Yeah, probably. And, I think the only time he would ever get mad is like if we did like TSI and I would like cut down a walnut or something.
Right.
Which did happen several times.
A couple $1,000 tree just.
Warp and I would be like, was that a walnut? And I'm like, I don't know.
Don't look at the center. Yeah.
just keep going.
Don't look at the ground either.
But you know, towards the end of that relationship was when I wrecked a tractor on their farm. Which was
I want to hear your.
Really
I've heard it from you personally. I don't know if you ever
I've
told
never
it on the
even heard
podcast
this.
your story, but I want to hear. We can tell Ethan about the tractor too, about your first time meeting Bill.
So my first time meeting Bill was I I either was just hired or I was about to be hired at Cabela's for the regional wildlife biologist for the Midwest. And we ended up meeting at like a Best Western in the middle of like nowhere, Iowa.
Didn't we drive past it when we drew our
We
Iowa
did.
tags? You're like, that's
the one.
the one where I met.
Yeah.
Bill
Probably,
Winke.
yeah, by
And-
Albia somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we went up and just met at this Best Western, and there's Bill sitting there and kind of give him the spiel on like what's going to go on. And to Ethan's point, like he's just super laid back about the whole thing. And at that time, I mean, we're talking 2011, like so probably like very peak Midwest Whitetail. And yeah, just the conversation was like, okay, so like you just need access to my farm and I get this equipment, and you know, he was just cool about it.
What was your part of that deal? What did you guys need access, or you just?
So the whole point was like we had a partner.
Why
in
did
each
you need
region.
access to the farm? I guess is the question.
So we were doing all the tractor and implement work for Cabela's. At that time, they were selling tractors and implements and food plot equipment and everything like that.
So you guys were actually like doing some of the work and making.
We were
content
doing the
there?
content, managing the content for it, as well as working with like all the stores in the region. Like we would go and do seminars or help sell equipment at a trade show or consumer show and stuff. And so essentially we had a Cabela's partner in each region that was the focal point for all the content that we would shoot in that area. And for me, I was living in Columbia, Missouri at the time. So mine was 2 hours north to Albia, to Bill's farm. So I would drive up there basically every week and stay at, was it Indian Hills?
Yeah.
In Albia, the little hotel there or motel. It's like the little brick one on the side. I forget. I think it's Indian. It was Indian Hills or something like that.
Gotcha.
And then Bill and I would go over to Hy-Vee and have breakfast every morning. And yeah, and then I'd meet up with Warb or Greg or
Did you ever go
Barber.
to the Mexican restaurant in Albia?
all the time.
I've
That
heard
thing
about the
is
burritos.
gas.
They're
All the
legendary.
Like, yeah,
Dude,
like
that's
football
when,
size.
That's when Warb was a younger man, and he was like always lifting and bulking. And
Yeah.
dude, every time it was just a baby-sized burrito. I'm like, dude, how do you eat that and move? And they would go to it. But you were also living on the intern diet.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
They were all living in a single house in Albia. Like, yeah. But it was fun, man, because I was young at the time. I was, I don't know, 20s, late 20s.
Is that what it was? There was a house in Albia that the interns would stay at?
Yeah.
That's what the THP guys even lived in when they
Yeah.
started.
Yep. They had a house in Albia. They all lived in it.
I got you. Well, and they were interns at the time, right? They were living in the intern house.
That's
I
right.
imagine,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who owned it or if it was like rented. I have
They'll
no,
probably rented it from someone.
I'm not sure. about
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he owned it and rented it back to them or how that worked.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not sure.
You guys can stay here. You only have to pay me. Yeah.
Yeah. I was only there a few times on that side. Eventually they had stuff in Columbia when Warb moved there as well. But yeah, so that was kind of the ritual. And so I'd be there for 3-4 days. We'd have a project. Like if it was cameras or food plots or TSI or whatever.
Right.
Like that's just what we went through and we filmed. Those guys would film and most of the time they would edit. Like I was assigned somebody for editing.
Didn't
that
you
side.
say, maybe I'm making stuff up here. Didn't you put the camera out that got the first picture of Double G4 or something? One of those
It
bucks?
wasn't Double G4. It was the one he got bombed on the food plot up on top. The real wiry one, I think with
Skinny?
Greg.
Wires.
Was it Skinny?
Oh, no, you're right. Skinny.
Yeah,
You're right.
That's the one I got on camera first.
That was later on, too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was it a couple of years
It was
before
like
that?
2016 when he killed him, I thought.
Yeah, I think I got him in like 2013
Wow,
or
was it
something.
that long ago? Wow.
13 in the bottom there. Yeah, I had several of the bucks that he killed. I'm trying to think was it Bubba was
Skinny,
in
right.
20.
Was that
2015?
2012 was when the really bad EHD
So it was.
thing-
So yeah, it was right before that. Yeah, because I had him on camera as well.
Were you, Ethan, a follower of like
Oh,
Midwest
yeah.
Whitetail? I mean, obviously you went enough to go and intern there, but like, did you go through the phase? And I'm asking because you're almost 10 years younger than I am. You're 24, right?
Yeah, I would sit in study hall every day and watch Midwest Whitetail, like Bill's daily blogs.
In middle school, high school.
2016.
Elementary school.
2016, the fall of 2016, I would be a freshman in high school.
Well, that makes me
Yep.
all vomit.
2016, I would have been a junior or senior in college,
Yeah.
and that's when I was doing it.
And so Bill, like where Bill grew up and where my hometown are,
Uh-huh.
is probably like, I don't know, 15 miles away. So like he was kind of like the TV guy, you know.
So you knew of him.
I knew of him. I didn't know Bill. And like my football coach always wore a Midwest Whitetail hat.
Really?
And so like, you know, like I was in his class watching videos and
Classic.
yeah. I mean, it was just like, that's what I live for. I mean, it was like football season and I'm like,
what was that like there locally? Like, because we're in Pennsylvania and I'm like, I don't know this guy from Adam. It's just like, it's really great content. It's Midwestern, you know,
right.
Literally Midwest Whitetail. But you're there locally. Like, was he more well known as like a local guy there in Iowa?
So like where his southern Iowa farm is was like 5 hours away from where I live.
Not even close.
So I mean, no one.
So still kind of a distant thing.
I mean, it was just like, it's not like you walked up to someone and they're like, oh, Bill Winke. I mean, it was just like, you know, people knew of him, knew kind of what he did.
Because he lived in Michigan for a while too, right?
I think so.
I think he grew up, because his parents are still in Northeast Iowa,
Yep,
right?
that's
in that
correct.
same area.
Yep.
Then I think he moved to Michigan and then came back. And I think that's when he relocated into South Central Iowa.
What was he doing in Michigan?
I don't know if Pam.
I'm sure he had a job.
I think
prior
Pam was
to-
from Michigan, potentially.
What did he do for work prior to Midwest Whitetail? Like starting that?
He was an engineer.
Engineer.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
kind of engineer?
I don't know. Mechanical or something, probably.
Interesting.
Yeah. Smart guy.
Wicked smart.
And
Yeah.
I assume still was in Iowa, like moved to Iowa and continued that, or?
I don't know what the timeline was, but when he moved to Iowa, at some point he started flipping properties. That's when he started flipping properties and cutting walnut.
Oh,
I don't know if it was coinciding around the same time or not.
interesting. Yeah, because I know you're probably right, because I know he has that saying about you, at one time you could buy the whole state of Iowa
Yeah, $500 an acre.
for the basically the timber value, and then you'd get the whole state of Iowa for free. Basically, is his comment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what his timeline was like when he moved back, but
because he
Sucker, right,
because
right
he
up to you.
became. I think when he was in Michigan as well is when he started becoming an outdoor writer. That's how Bill.
yeah, that's what it was.
That's how he
Yeah.
got his start in the industry.
You're right.
People knew
Writing
him as
articles.
an outdoor writer in like Bowhunter magazine and stuff like that.
There's still people that recognize him as an outdoor writer.
Yeah.
You know, like you can read
I
some
think
of his
Bill
comments.
recognizes himself as an outdoor
Probably
writer.
does. Yeah, he probably introduces
Dude,
himself. I'm Bill Winke. I'm an
This
outdoor
is-
writer.
I don't know the exact number. I'm trying to think exact. It was in 2012 or 13 because he loves writing.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Dude, that was his obviously like Creeks and Ditches, like his books and stuff.
Oh, creeks and ditches.
That-
And he's like really talented too.
That year, I want to say it was 2012. We'll have to ask him at some point. It was either 2012 or 13. He wrote like 250 articles for hunting magazines that year.
Wow.
That's
And I remember
insane.
him telling me that was his, like he had a goal to do it. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. He's like, I'm just going to keep pumping them out. Just pump them out. But yeah, like, so, you know, yes, that was 13, 14 years ago, but not that long ago, he was still writing 200 plus articles for hunting magazines.
And that's how we all consumed a lot of hunting information was through magazines not very long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, 2016, I can still remember getting Field and Stream and stuff like that. You know, nowadays it's like, if it's not on my phone, I'm not looking at
And
it.
I think he saw that as a parallel to what, like, clearly Midwest Whitetail was doing well, but even at that time, people were still like, I don't know about this, like, online hunting show
Right,
thing.
absolutely.
So he's just like, this is what I know best, and so he's just cranking articles. And that's what he did.
I'm sure that maybe I'm quick on this comment here, and you guys can remind me of like where other folks have done this, but like that's one of the few examples of like an outdoor hunting media brand I can recall that's been sold and is still like successful.
Is Midwest Whitetail?
I mean, obviously, like the jury sold recently.
Yeah, but I mean, Mark and Terry for now are still involved in that. So like,
Yeah.
I can't, you know, Bill walked away.
right.
Right. We talk about that as like how many brands can sustain like the figurehead walking away.
Right.
And I mean,
I don't know. Can you think of any?
No, I mean, I really don't think I can.
I think in it's not for lack of heartache either, right? Because I remember when Bill like fully like moved out of that, there was a huge void in Midwest Whitetail. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And that's no knock to Jared and those guys who picked it up, and now obviously Josh and Mike and everybody. But it just like you were attached to Bill. Frankly,
He was the rock. I mean, he was Midwest.
there was a
Whitetail.
void even when Greg and Aaron and those guys left, right? Because you just had been through journeys with those guys for a long time,
Right.
And so that was a rough. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised
was.
it made it out of.
It was.
It
Well,
made
there
it
was
out of
there was a
there.
while of like jostling and like figuring out what is this
Sure.
thing going to look like, and like you said, maybe a couple different ownership changes there. I didn't track it that closely, but then like finally at a certain point, and we just had dinner with Mike and Josh the other day. It's like at some point they kind of found their way and
stabilized.
And there does seem like for the past couple of years there's been some stability there. They have their own direction, and it's interesting. Yeah, just to look at it and try to reflect and see is there another company that's, you call it a company, but it's really like, dude, it's
right. Well, and I think it's a lot of credit to the brand. Like they were able to maintain the brand image through all of the ownership changes. And I think a part of that was it wasn't like these outside investors were coming in and buying it and like flipping it on its head. You know, it was like Bill sold to, you know, I don't know if it was Realtree or whatever.
It was Realtree 365.
Yeah, but Jared and Mike and those guys were still involved, and they knew the standard that they had to set. And so they just kept going, and, you know, it sold a few more times. But still, like one or two of the core members who like
they were always
really, truly care deeply about Midwest Whitetail and wanted to succeed, they were always there, right there, picking it up. Josh, you know, comes back from Drury's, and like it's his whole mission to make this thing like work. And like, you know, they found their lane, and now they're just ripping that way, and it's. Like
it's working, man.
Absolutely.
Like what they have, it is for sure not Bill Winke's Midwest Whitetail anymore. Like, and that's not any offense to either of the parties.
It's just different.
It's just, you know, the guy's vision now is very high quality production, and that's no knock to Bill. But the cool thing about Midwest Whitetail back in 2012, 13, 14, 15 was that it was like, it felt very authentic.
That's right.
There was a production element, but it was like, you know, it wasn't until really Chasing November that it was like this overproduction, like I felt like I was watching a short film. Today's Midwest Whitetail is very much feels like all Chasing November through the style and the storytelling and what they're doing. And it definitely has a space. In fact, besides maybe Heartland, like I don't know who does that type of storytelling.
Yeah.
No one's got the firepower to be able to do it.
It's not easy.
I mean, Gavin, Rye, those guys they're grinders. That's all they do is they sit. I mean, they obviously hunt, but I mean, that's their job is to make the weekly episode and just crush it. And like I said, maintaining that brand image of like telling high quality whitetail stories. I mean, that's basically what it is. And it's just like, okay, you know, maybe you lose your figure and Bill, but it's like, how do you still maintain that through like super high quality video, like cinematic video now?
Yeah.
To where it kind of like overrides whoever's on the program, call it.
HUNTR Podcast is brought to you by Predator Camo.
That's right, man. Predator Camo. We've been rocking that stuff for, a little over 10 years, a full decade now. It's kind of hard to believe, but we stepped away, a year or two, tried some different stuff over the years, but at the end of it, we always come back to Predator Camo.
Yeah, and I mean, even in reflecting back on this season, like I started off the season in spring green, killed that elk. You killed all 3 of your bucks, I think, in the fall brown, which has kind of made its return back to the lineup. And yeah, it's been dependable, and it's funny when you know that you're in a stand and the deer is looking at you, but it's looking through you. It's a completely different feeling.
They have some new stuff. So, they went through an ownership change a couple of years ago and had the opportunity to give them some feedback. And I think we're getting ready to see the results of all of that coming out this July in some all-new apparel lines.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were able to see it at ATA. I know some of you guys might have been able to see it at some other shows, but it's awesome. And anyone listening to this, when it goes live in July, can use the code HUNTR, HUNTR, and use that for a discount on Predator Camo, as well as during the spring here. If you're looking for turkey stuff and want to get spring green, same discount code on PredatorCamo.com.
Don't blend in, break out. When did your journey with Jared kind of start? Did you film with him the first year, like the year that you were an intern with Midwest Whitetail?
Yeah, so the year I started as an intern for Midwest Whitetail, I lived with Josh Sparks in Des Moines for like 2 or 3 months, and then he transitioned out and went to Drury's.
Real quick, if I can, just so I understand, like how many interns that year? Like,
I think there were 6 or 7 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was Ride Ludwig, Gavin Koturba, Matt Garger, Sam Weirda, and Josh Michael and me, so 6.
Okay. And then, so how did that work in terms of you guys getting like divvied out? Was it like, did Jared pick you, or did you guys, did the exec producer basically say, here's the roles here, or how'd that kind of go?
So at that point, 41 North was like a media company.
Okay.
And so,
and that's Jared and Mike's company, or how did
and there was 2 other guys, Lee Abraham and
Lee.
I can't think of the other guy's name.
They were Louisiana guys.
Lee's the one that shot that friggin' mega, has the property there and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
GQ.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question?
I was asking how you guys got divvied out as interns.
So it was kind of interesting.
It was a
because,
draft.
Yeah.
You just didn't see it.
Like,
draw straws, yeah.
3 or 4 out of the 6 of us, like one of my buddies went and did Real Tree road trips, and then one did like Dark Thunder, Black Thunder, whatever the duck waterfowl series is.
Oh, yeah.
And so like me and Gavin would basically split reps on filming Jared. Like I would go do a quick weight project at Jared's house, and Gavin would film him that night, and then the next morning I would film so he could edit. And then Rye he didn't live with us because he's a little bit older than us, and he has a wife, and it makes sense. She moved out here with him.
Not in the bachelor pad.
Yeah, he wasn't in the bachelor pad, and he lived closer to Mike's home farm, so he just like naturally filled it right in with Mike, which obviously has worked out great for him.
Yeah.
And then
is he still filming with Mike? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Who is that?
One of the main,
Rye?
right?
Yeah, Rye. Yeah, he's kind of Mike's main guy.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of partners in crime.
Okay.
And
I'd probably know him to see him. Beard?
I don't think so.
no, he's like a big dude. He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
And Mike is like, my height. I'm like 5'7".
Yeah, he's a big dude in the stand.
Yeah, absolutely. But he came from Maryland. And so him and his wife moved out here, and she was a traveling nurse while he was doing the internship, and then they just stayed. So it worked out awesome for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you were jockeying on and off filming with Jared, because Jared was like one of the main.
Yeah, I bet I filmed
characters
Jared
at that point.
35 times that fall.
Did you guys kill a buck that year?
No, we hunted. I don't know what. I got like
you take any responsibility for that?
Stubbs curse, I don't know. We had one buck. I swear I'm cursed on this. Like we had a buck coming in. They called him the Stubbs buck on Midwest Whitetail for those of you guys who follow it.
Did you miss him?
Oh yeah.
That's why they call him that, right?
He came in and I had
Jamie.
I had
Stubby.
That's right, Jamie. Yeah. And I'm like, Jared, I'm not shooting that buck. And Jared's like, come on, you're shooting that buck. And we were on the river farm. And so like I give Jared the camera and he comes in, I shoot it, and like I figured he was like 33 yards. I figured he'd duck a little bit. He didn't duck an inch, and I hit him like basically in the armpit. And so he like runs off, and I'm just like, man.
Jared's like, here's the camera back.
Yeah.
And then, I think we're down here.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that sucks.
You shoot him with your bow or with
Jared's
my
bow? Yeah. Jared's got a longer draw. I have short arms. And so that fall, we were hunting a buck we called Diablo. And that's when we like had that cool ground encounter.
Is that like a fighting chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Like
El Diablo.
He had like crazy brows. They like went up and looked like devil horns. And then he had I think it was like a huge flyer somewhere too. I can't remember. But like we had so many encounters with him. We had him at 8 yards and we didn't get him killed. And it just like did not work out. And we just grinded and grinded and grinded. And it was like November 20th when we had him at 8 yards. And it just felt like all the wind went out of our sails. When like he comes in 8 yards, perfect video, and like Jared's just getting ready to draw, and he like looks up and he's like sees 2 dudes, like, and we're like eye level. It is probably still one of the coolest encounters I've had in the woods.
Man, that's crazy. Weren't there not to bring it up if it's a sore subject.
Real quick, is that one on? Can you find that hunt? Like, are we able to find that?
The Diablo hunt?
Yeah.
I'd like to
it's
see
like
that.
Jared's something 184. I don't remember what the title was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's on Chasing November and it's a main show episode. We would like encounter that buck every single time we hunted. It was.
I'd like to go back and watch it. Sorry to interrupt you. I want to see.
No, you're good. I remember, and I can't remember how long ago, but weren't there some former interns of Jared that killed a buck? Is this a sore subject?
Not to me. Not to Jared either. I mean, it was that year.
It was the same year.
Yeah, it was like a 205.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I remember yeah, good.
And I don't know what the whole,
but they were interns with you?
Nope, they were
before?
interns the year before and got permission to hunt the neighboring farm.
Yeah, because they knew that deer was there.
Yes, and killed him.
I remember you like teed off on those guys, and I was like, I don't know.
I did solely because of and again, it was a lot of third party, so like I'm sure there's their side of the story.
Who was the third party that you were? What was your source?
Show us your sources. He says.
No, I'm not gonna say my source online, but it just was. Well, I mean, I knew that they were interns. I knew that they had hunted with Jared. They knew Jared was trying to kill that deer, right? And so the only reason they knew that deer was there
because they were hunting with Jared.
Which, as like a business owner, that should have some sort of like confidentiality type relationship.
You give someone the opportunity, you move them, you give them the opportunity in the industry, and then they just stab you in the back.
Yeah. Here was the way
a little bit. I can see that.
The way that I probably wouldn't have teed off nearly as much as like they were just complete clowns in the video. Like I remember the dude not wearing a harness, standing on the seat of his hang on, trying to get a shot, and I'm like, listen, dude, I'm not saying that I haven't done that shit before, but like you can't represent that as the industry.
I see.
And it was really a move of like pure show off. Like we're gonna kill this deer, we're gonna be the next big thing, and I'm like, nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah, yep.
And I don't know if they've ever done anything since.
I mean, it's a heck of a deer. It really is.
It's awesome.
It's a 205-inch deer, whatever it ended up going. It's just like, man, why would you do that to like?
Well,
what's the end game?
It isn't going to be good, at least from an industry front, because it's a tight industry. Whether you like Jared Mills or not,
over, right? Like those guys aren't really.
I don't even know if they're in the industry anymore.
Right.
But I'm just saying, at that time, like the whole point of going for that internship is like it's a stepping stone into companies, anything.
I can definitely see that perspective.
And
like,
the moment you do that, it's like, dude, I would never, even if somehow somebody was like, hey, do you know these guys who do good work? I'm like, screw them.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's like, that's what, I mean, we're all chasing the same resource.
Yeah.
We're all chasing the same bucks basically. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like,
not classy.
I just don't see what the end game was. It's like, yeah, you get to shoot a big deer. I mean, it's like I said, heck of a deer. You killed a 205-inch deer. That's incredible. But it's like, for what?
But it's literally got like an asterisk on it.
That's right. Point. Yeah, it's like when you fluff your line golf. It's like, well,
it's like, oh, did you scout for that one? Oh no, you found it.
We were hunting that deer that night, and they, so he was on his feet, and but
I doubt. I mean, I don't know the situation at all personally, but like I doubt they did it like to spite Jared.
I think they did.
Do you?
What? I mean, clearly he's like hardcore after that deer. Like you don't get permission and bump right up to the property to not spite Jared.
I mean, you might if you knew there was a 205-inch deer on it.
Well, that means the deer is more important to you than the relationships.
Yeah, which it probably was.
I don't think so. Where'd that get them?
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not saying it was the right call.
And like,
I'm just saying
Jared's mentality was like always been this. He doesn't own the deer, obviously.
Sure,
it's a wild animal. Like, and I'm 100%.
Jared's a classy dude. I expect Jared to handle it with class.
And if that neighbor had been hunting that farm and like happened to kill the deer, cool.
Yeah, there's a prime example. TNT, that buck he was chasing on the ground. Like the neighbor killed him, and he went over and
What do you think? Do you think that they did it to spite Jared? They did it just because there was giant deer there, and they disregarded. They had no class in how they did it.
I don't know. I think they did it to spite Jared.
Really? Like there was conflict there?
I don't know if there was conflict.
I think they just were trying to prove a point like, oh, Jared Mills going to kill this deer. Watch us kill it type of thing.
Yeah. And I don't, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, we're speculating.
And no one, like.
It's a podcast. It's not a news thing.
Yeah. And it's just like.
Breaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just seemed
I was just curious your
I
take
just don't
on
know
it,
what the, and again, they're younger they're younger guys. Like they get it. Like, you do things in the moment that you think are cool, and in hindsight, you probably regret it, no matter how big the deer is.
Right. Like you do it on a different property. Everyone's praising you because it's awesome.
Sure. Including Jared.
Exactly. But you use the information that was given to you, and then you kind of go, and it's just a little bit like, man, why? I just don't understand why.
For the record, I'm not defending them at all. Like,
it
was it was a kind of a crummy thing to do, but I was just trying to get to the bottom of like, when you say it's to spite somebody, it's like, screw you, I'm going to go do this, like, and left on bad terms. Whereas, and that may have been the case, I really don't know. Or it's just they know of a big deer, and they're like, I'm going to do anything I can to kill it, and they have to get permission, and then I'm sure there was a guilt factor of, like, they know they shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like, I don't know. Like if Skip Sly said, hey, Jared, I've got a huge deer I'm hunting here, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get permission next to it and kill it. Like, you wouldn't do that.
No, but it wouldn't be to spite Skip. It would be because there's a big deer. It would be a classless. It would be a classless move.
It would for sure be a dick move to like Skip's not going to talk to you after that, right?
No class, and
right. So maybe it's not out of spite. Maybe it wasn't out of spite.
Driven by spite. Right. Is what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just
driven by ignorance.
Doesn't make it a good thing to do. Yeah.
I just think it was kind of like a careless move.
Yeah,
it's probably the best way to describe it. It's just like,
well, yeah, dude. Your next step after graduating an internship is the vault into the industry, which whether it's a direct Midwest Whitetail relationship and or just the network.
Yeah, and it was silly from that perspective. Like you shot yourself in the foot in terms of like a career trajectory if that was the goal.
Yes,
for sure.
it's just, it's hard to like put yourself in that mentality because that's just not something I would ever. I mean, that'd be like me going hunt with you and like I'm looking at over your shoulder filming you and you got like a 180 and next year I'm like.
Because I assume they filmed him the year before hunting that deer.
That's what I don't know. I don't know who was. I know that the one guy filmed Mike, but I'm not sure about the other guy. So I have no idea. But
that was the third party info I had that there was firsthand like got put on the deer by filming. So,
but the thing about it, like when I was there, like I knew Mike was hunting chubs. I never filmed Mike once.
Yeah,
but I knew what deer he was hunting.
Yeah,
you know, like
you have to.
Yeah, I mean, we talk all the time.
It's literally the job.
That was the job. Yeah, you like are producing these episodes. I knew what guys from Kansas were hunting.
Yeah,
on the regional team. Like, it was just a tight knit community, like a little group basically. And so, like, I knew every deer that made the main show.
Yeah,
it's not like it's just a big surprise.
It's tough. Well, even Mike was telling us last week. He's like, the way he phrased it was kind of comical. He's like, I don't know. Let's see if he's talking about whatever farm is close to town or something, and they fly a bunch of drones over it, and it's like it gets a lot of exposure. And he's like, I wonder if like guys actually will kill deer because of how we spot like this. And then it happened, and he's like, Yep.
Sure
enough,
that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and I mean, especially now, man, dude, the amount of tools and resources that people have to figure stuff out. I mean, it's not hard. We get messages all the time of people that are like, "Hey, drove by your farm. It looked great." I'm like
that.
Sweet.
People will know where you're at.
It's not even under our name. It's under LLCs.
It's almost just not even worth trying to hide anymore. It's just like it is what it is, and just maybe for a short period of time, like don't overly discuss a certain deer that people are likely to get fixated on thing, and just have irons in the fire, have options. It's like one spot's or multiple spots are sure to get burned
and dude, you can't do it, especially like the Midwest Whitetail model or even the podcast model of like weekly, semi-real. It's like, what are you going to do? Because he did, was that the year that he didn't show the deer?
That was TNT.
That was TNT.
That was a different buck. That was a year or 2 years before.
So it was like,
This was Jared didn't show?
Jared.
Okay.
Yeah, was an absolute freak.
Was this the one he was hunting out of the, that he had in the field
was
on the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
198, just a stud.
Did he kill it?
No,
neighbor did.
But
he had a lot of close encounters.
But it was very. I think you guys had just like blurred stuff for a while, or didn't show.
Yeah, I think Jared just said like, I'm not going to show it just out of respect to the neighbor. Like he didn't want someone else watching it and be like, hey, I know that
farm. Yeah.
And so he just like didn't show it. Like that was his angle from kind of what he's explained to me, and like I can respect that. Like I thought
it was a good way to.
Yeah, I had that big deer I chased like for the last 2 years, and I never showed him because one, I didn't want to lose the spot I was hunting him on, and two, like. I mean, it was a giant deer, and I didn't want like all the neighbors to be mad, showing like all this stuff and whatever. And so it's just like, okay, I can hang on to this one. And
did you kill that one? Remind me. He did. I didn't mean to rub it in.
No, I didn't. No,
you've killed a couple studs, right?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, a few nice,
but
bucks.
not that one.
Not that buck. 208.
Oh man,
I had like I bet I had no less than 3,000 pictures of that deer.
Oh my
in
gosh.
2 years, like daylight.
You still have permission on that?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But like 1 in the afternoon in like August 22nd, September 6th at like 4:30.
Oh.
And then I went on a mule deer hunt and came back and gone forever.
Wow.
Really? What, did he get shot on the opener? Or?
No, he got shot on October 28th, but he moved
just
3 miles. 3 miles.
Really?
Yeah,
oh
just left.
God.
That
was his fall shift.
That was his fall shift.
And did you know that from years prior?
The years prior, he was on the farm in the rut.
Really?
And so,
how old was he?
I think he was 5 when he got killed. And so my speculation was at 3, he was a dead deer walking. He's a big spindly buck, and he just made these big loops. You'd see him every time you hunted.
Mm-hmm.
What was he? What was kind of his growth trajectory? What was he at 3?
At 3, he was 140 inches.
Did you get the sheds?
No.
Are you just?
I saw him out of the stand. At 4, he was probably 195 inches.
Holy
oh my word.
Jesus!
Like what was he? What was his frame?
Like
a 10 point, 12 point?
Really big 12 point with like 12-inch long tines and splits everywhere.
Oh my goodness!
And so just to I was looking at pictures.
What a jump!
Yeah, and then from 4 to 5, he went from 195 to 208.
Wow!
And cleaned up, just added so much mass. And you look at his G4s and pictures, and they're like 11 inches long.
Oh my God!
And his brows are like 4 inches. Just normal. And he doesn't have like crazy mass. But it's just like
giant
tines for days, built to score.
Oh, absolutely! Like all his tines went up and then leaned forward too, and so you're hiding inches there, and
How'd you hear about it? 3 miles away.
It's just a tight knit
it's
community.
Did you know the guy, or just you ended up getting in touch
I
with
knew him.
or?
He was like just a 75-year-old guy. Shot him with a bow. He's been hunting his whole life, and I'm like kind of happy for him, to be honest with you. Like,
like
the picture of him with the buck. It's like in the back of his truck. He takes up the whole bed, and the dude's got mossy oak bibs on, and like just the biggest smile. And it's like, I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say, like, for a while I had a lot of resentment. I'm like,
sure,
gosh, dang, man, like
but it's you live that thing.
But it's just like, you know what? Like, that guy has been hunting his whole life, and whether he's killed one big deer or none or 20, like, he's earned it, man. He's earned his opportunity.
How do you not be happy for him?
So it's just like,
and
I've had a lot of people say, like, well, did you go over there and look at him and see him? And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to steal it. Like, that dude shot him. That's his buck. Like,
no, I mean, if he would offer, if he's like, yeah, and if you want to come look at it. Like, I've had several bucks here on the mountain where people have killed them, and they're like, yeah, I have them if you want to come look at them. And
funny enough, I bet he did have people that were like, reach out about either whether they had the sheds or they had pictures of them. And when a deer like that gets killed, everybody comes out of the woodwork. There's probably like 15, 20 people hunting the deer. You know?
Oh, yeah. It was
pictures
unbelievable.
Of them.
I had a guy.
People want to let you know. They're like, yeah, I got pictures of that deer. Like,
so I had, like,
they have some ownership of it.
I never showed, like, I have a pretty small group of people that I send pictures to. Like, no one that hunts in the general area. But, like,
no one that hunts in the general area.
Yeah. So, like, a guy from, like, 60 miles away, one of my best friends, I'll show him, like, send him a lot of pictures that I get. And he does the same for me. I had a guy that hunted 15 miles away, showed me a picture of Triple Threat, is the deer I called. He's like, look at this deer that's on my property. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know how he got
15 miles.
It was like he just was using someone else's picture and showing it like he was hunting that deer.
No shit.
Yeah. And it's just like, what's the goal? What's the purpose of this? You're not hunting that deer? Because I know where that deer lives, and I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I was just like, interesting.
There are some weird ones like that, especially in the big woods. Like, I don't know how far they go, or even how comparable it is. But I mean, that elk I killed last year, remember after I killed it, we, posted pictures and stuff.
I'm going to grab us some more beers while we're doing it.
Okay. And I had a guy reach out to me and say, hey, I think I have your bull on camera. I'm like, oh, no shit.
Really?
Yeah. And I had a few cameras out, one in that area that I killed him, and I had 0 pictures of him. I had a couple other bulls.
Right.
And you're talking Big Woods, Kentucky. And he was like, hey, did you shoot it down at so-and-so? And I'm like, no. I was like, I have been hunting down there too, but I shot him like, it's almost 15 miles away.
Right.
And so he sends me the picture, and I'm like,
that's him.
That's him.
Wow.
And I shot him on the 23rd, and that was on the 11th.
Wow.
And so you're talking about 2 weeks. He ended up coming, almost 15 miles as a crow flies.
So like, I'm not even going to pretend I know how elk hunting works out here, but like out west when I hunt there, like a bull can travel a long ways quick. Is that like here?
I assume so. I think that they have very much like a whitetail shifting patterns out here. So food shifts for sure. But at that time, you're talking rut shifts.
Yeah.
Because I think even when I shot him, I think he was a satellite bull.
Interesting.
Like, I don't think he was like, the bull. I think he had I think there was a herd of cows and calves in that area that there was a harem bull there.
Yeah.
In fact, I got him on camera.
Right.
And I think that bull, whether it's from years past or whatever, I think he knew. And so he was like just making the rut trip from where he was to there.
Right.
And it was probably like when they got him on the 11th, I would say that was pre-rut, where on the 23rd, like we're getting into it pretty good there.
Right. He found his whole harem and he was sticking with them.
But it's like, and dude, you're talking nasty country too. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think in the big woods, some of these deer, I would not be surprised to see some of these deer 5 to 6 miles away. I mean, I've talked to the warden in my county in Kentucky, which is, it's all big woods, like Daniel Boone National Forest. And he for sure has had deer on his farm that end up getting killed 6 to 7 miles away. And they're just, whether they're making loops or it's like that's their, hey, I'm just going to go explore and come back type of trip. I don't know. But I think it's just, they just cover ground. They're built to cover ground.
We see a lot of that in farm country too.
Sure.
Like any further west of where I live basically is all just little creek bottoms and draws and whatnot.
And Ethan, are you hunting? Or you're northeastern Iowa.
Yes.
It's mainly most of what you're hunting.
Yeah. So basically, I'm
similar
hunting
to like what we see on. And I know you're putting your stuff on there. I've seen some of your videos too. You're same stuff people can expect from like Bill's farm, like
same terrain. Yep. I hunt the Mississippi River
better
Valley.
deer though. So it seems like.
Well, once in a while, but not always.
Okay.
But yeah, so the Mississippi River Valley is like these big bluffs and
Yeah, we were just talking like right across from your lease.
Feels probably similar to like the Wisconsin stuff we were
Yeah,
just at.
I would say from where I hunt, it's like 2 miles to the river.
Wow.
So it's like right in the river valleys, deep terrain. Thermals are the worst.
We were just there, right? We just got to kind of.
How are your mosquitoes?
Yeah.
We don't.
Holy cow, dude.
It was
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Like,
I was going to have to go to the ER.
I'm finally hilling up. Like,
serious.
Dude, I came home, it looked like I had chicken pox.
Man, I don't know. I feel like we haven't had a lot of mosquitoes the last few years.
Probably sending them over.
Yeah,
I
maybe
had
we're
like an eye closed and my lips were like totally swollen. Like
migraine.
It was, dude. Jared looked at me one time. He's like, my lips swollen. I'm like,
Ooh.
They were bad.
thousands and thousands of mosquitoes.
Not just in the evening. Like, anytime
Midday.
you step foot in the woods. Done. Torched.
Really?
They're just in the timber.
Maybe I'm used to it. I don't know, but like
No, I don't think you get used
no,
to
I
it.
was gonna say like
Well,
I don't.
Well, we were with Brett. Brett's from Wisconsin. He's like, and he does all the consults and stuff all over.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that's weird. They can stay on that side of the river. I don't like. I don't need
dude,
them.
it was
Maybe that's why we don't have a
brutal.
picture of a buck yet. Is this
They're
mosquitoes
dead.
are just they sucked them all
They
dry.
sucked them dry.
Carried them away.
We
yeah.
did get a picture of a buck today. A
Did you?
3-year-old probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, it's neat to kind of hear those kind of stories because I think, we talk about it all the time about these deer just kind of the worst thing possible, especially in like that case. Like, I'd rather that guy kill the deer and really be happy for him than like it just disappeared and like you never know.
That's right.
I mean, that shit eats you up, especially on a giant deer.
Yeah, and like the guy was telling, like I didn't hear this from him, but he's just like, man, I was shaking so bad I couldn't get my
That's
bow
awesome.
back. It's like
After
That's what we
how
do
many
it, man.
years of hunting,
Yeah.
if that still does it to you, good for you, man.
I interrupted you just a moment ago. I apologize. You were starting to tell us about in farm country. You see that as well. Like, did you have an example you're going to share of guys?
no, they'll just travel. Like they'll get in these wide open fence lines and just go and go and go like a Kansas buck will, and like just make these big loops, and they'll end up like in these little fingers basically that you'll never think that a deer would be in. Like Caleb Greiner, that's how he hunts a lot.
That was a giant he killed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's just how they do it.
That one that he killed last year
On
in
the
like
fence line?
The
Low.
Vendetta
Yeah.
buck he shot off the ground. Yeah.
Yep.
Rye was actually filming that one too.
Yeah, it was an awesome video.
That was just last year.
Or
2 years ago.
I was going to say, it feels like a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, the properties that you hunt, mainly permission, or do you have like family farm, or do you care to?
No, I don't own any ground. Like that's my biggest life goal is to
So
buy
we
a
were
farm.
just talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some of them are like bow hunting leases only, basically. Northeast Iowa is huge in terms of gun hunting. Like first and second season shotgun is like the national holiday.
Oh yeah.
Like kids get out of school for it.
So like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and so
So you're leasing property? Is there
Yes.
leases? You lease them by yourself or with
yeah,
friends?
by
or-
myself.
Really?
Yep. And
Okay.
so like I got to be careful because I don't want to like step on someone's toes and act like
Sure.
I'm owning the property. So I just say like, listen, I know you're gonna gun hunt, and I want you to. Like, I want you guys to continue doing that. If you're not gonna bow hunt, I would love to exclusively hunt it, and I'll pay you to do it. Like, I want this to be mutually beneficial. I'll put food plots in, everything, and it's been a good arrangement
that's
so
awesome, man.
far.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just building the relationship. I've hunted that farm since I was a little kid, and that's actually where I shot my first buck.
Really? One that you're leasing?
Yeah.
And have you leased it like all the way, or you used to have permission, or how'd that go?
Just used to be a permission spot, and like I just hate to feel like I'm take.
Mhm.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it a point to myself to like give back. Like,
Yeah.
how can I
pay
help
their
with
property taxes?
yeah?
or
How can I
whatever.
help with chores or whatever? Or, whatever, cash money,
Yeah.
whatever they want. And so he's just like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I don't, but I want to do that. Like,
It's
I
a
want
good
this
step forward.
Yeah, like I really
That's
like,
awesome.
until I can't afford to buy. Well, I could afford it now, but I can't afford to just go out and buy a property like that.
Right.
So it's like, this is the best I'm going to get. So like, I want to reward you for having the asset that I can go out and spend time on and enjoy.
Well, dude,
Pretty cool.
and obviously your hunting style and goals have changed, but how cool is that to be connected with your childhood property that you
Oh,
hunted?
absolutely.
Like we were just talking about
this
that.
morning. We were about
Yeah.
going back and hunting it, like seeing if our dad still has the bow that we tried to draw in the basement
Yeah.
when we were growing up.
Reset up the old like 80s bows and see if we could kill a buck. Like
Go
on
back
some
and
of
hunt
those.
the original permission farm, like the very first one.
Some of my best hunting memories came from hunting that farm in youth season. So
Yeah.
like I was probably 9 or 10 years old hunting with a muzzleloader, 50 grains black powder, just the Iowa style
Mhm.
basically. And like me and my dad walked in, sat in the third row of a standing cornfield and watching an alfalfa field. And I can still remember we had like a 170-inch buck come out.
Can you mention that after we were just on? Yeah.
And so like this buck is coming out and I'm shaking like you cannot believe. And like it just doesn't happen. He's at like 200 yards and 10 years old. I can't even make that shot now. But like 10 years old, and I'm like, and so like for whatever reason, my mind was just like, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. Like whitetails, man. And so like
you were with your dad? You said?
I was with my dad. Yeah, we youth hunted.
Your dad a big hunter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big coon hunter, actually.
Yeah.
But so like full circle moment. So like I come back to the property. I was working at the farm like hardware store in town, farm store, and he came in and I said, "Hey, what would it take for me to be able to hunt back in there?" And he's like, He's like, "Go ahead. You used to hunt in there all the time." And I'm like, "Okay." So like this had been like probably 10 years. I was like 19, I'd say. And so like I went out, hung all the cameras, stands, like first farm I've ever done that on my own. And like November 12th, shoot a 170-inch 10-pointer, like direct comparable of that buck 10 years later. Oh. And like my dad's just like, man, like, he's like, it gives me chills, dude. Man. And like right now, I'm like my hair on my arm is standing
mine
up.
Too, buddy.
Because it's just like that's the deer like that made me fall in love with whitetail hunting.
That was the needle in the vein.
That's right. And like 10 years later, I'm able to come back and like fulfill that mission. And it's just like, dude, this is like a storybook. And like I was 19, I had no business shooting a 170-inch deer with my bow. And like it's so funny because I was riding the e-bike, my dad's e-bike, and I borrow his stuff a lot.
Oh yeah,
and
as do we.
I like got
We did. They just steal our stuff now.
That's right.
So now all my dad does is ride my e-bike.
Yeah. But I got like a stick in the spoke and just flipped the bike. Landed directly on top of my bow, smashed my sight like a pancake.
Oh no!
And so like I was able to shoot that buck
that day.
No, like a week before.
Okay.
But I was able to shoot that buck with my dad's bow. Oh, because he had already tagged out. It was like so cool.
What?
Yeah, and like I mean, still I'll sit in my couch. Like I got like kind of how your setup is here, where buck on each side of the TV, and I just look. I'm like, man, like just a big framey 27-inch main beam 10-pointer. Yeah, and like 12-inch tines.
And the cool thing is, dude, it could happen this season again.
Before I make this comment, I'll ask, how long you been married?
1 year. Okay. Well, actually, my anniversary was just last weekend.
Congrats. Yeah,
thank you.
You made it.
Does she
better put that in here? Yeah,
you made it.
Yeah.
Does she get it? Like,
oh yeah.
Well, does she hunt first of all? I guess.
No, she doesn't hunt.
But she gets it, and she, as far as taxidermy goes, she cannot. She's
she hates taxidermy. She
mine too.
That is like, so I shot a mountain lion in Utah.
Did you make that clear, like up front, like, hey?
I made the hunting thing so clear from the start, and like she knew it. Like I'll wake up and hunt. She
continue to check in on that.
She doesn't.
10 years in, just continue to check in on that.
No, she just gets like that's what makes me tick. Like that's why I work. Like I work hard to provide for that family. Like so, one I can have a support her in her dreams or whatever, but also be able to go out and hunt
or whatever. But
and support my dreams.
Whatever you like to do, I don't know, but I support. Yeah, I support it.
But so no, like we have this like small starter home, 1,200 square foot house, and there's just nowhere in this house for hardly anything, let alone like 3 buck mounts. And so I go to Utah a couple years ago with my dad, and I shot a mountain lion. Get this thing full body mounted, and she's like, I'm like, Mom, come pick Lakota up, which is my wife's name, and take her to Walmart or go shopping or something, because her and my mom are like tight.
Cool.
She comes back, that mountain lion, I like move the wedding pictures right on the wall in the living room.
Classy move.
And she just starts crying. She's just like, I can't believe you did that to me. And I'm like, well, it was a joke. I'm
You're like, pretty cat.
Yeah, but it was like logistically, it just didn't make sense because it sticks out from the wall like 3 feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so like you'd walk out the bedroom and like hit your head on the mountain.
You gotta just find those moments where you're like, listen, it's happening one way or another. Sooner or later, that thing's going on the wall. It's gonna be by force or by finesse. He'll find his way up there. But I was gonna comment just because you pointed at the two on the other side of the TV. My wife has very unsuccessfully tried to banish mounts off of the living room, and I'm like, you don't understand, like, when we're sitting here watching TV and like you're sleeping when you claim to be watching the movies, I'm like, I'm looking at these mounts.
Absolutely. Like I am a sucker for great taxidermy.
Me too.
Like I can just sit here and look at like the ears and the eyes and like the necklines. It's just like, man, like.
What do you think? Can you tell? These are done by different guys for sure.
It's interesting because that's a different cape. That's an
early season cape.
Yeah, that's a different cape, and so it's a smaller mount. I just, I love that like pre-rut looking swollen up neck. That's kind of and I like the wall or I call it a wall pedestal, but it's just a normal pedestal there.
Well, dude, this one, it was an extremely small cape. At the time, I wasn't like weighing the deer and stuff. But like you said, it's early season. And also that thing had his testosterone or whatever was jacked up. So I remember him even saying I had to use like a very small form on it. So he's kind of a weird example. But
like you can see, like, I mean, it looks almost like a doe mount. Like if you like, you know,
that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's some really, like, I just love really good taxidermy because, like, man, I sit down and I look up there and it's like, I'm proud of those deer.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it took to get the opportunity to shoot those bucks.
That's right.
Like, I want to look at that every day and be reminded of that because it's like, man, I work my butt off because whitetails make me tick. I love it so much. And, like, that's the end reward is sitting there looking at them all the time.
It's hard to explain to people, too, that are like, you just did it for the mount? Or you're like, no, but I want to be reminded of, like, the experience. Like, and then...
Yeah.
And over the years, you know, and eventually you start to downgrade. Your wall space gets full, and then
That's
you're like,
right.
okay, maybe I'm not going to mount every 140. I'm still gonna, if they're mature.
No,
and
you
it's
just need other houses and offices.
That's exactly right.
We're legitimately at a point. So, I'm 10 years in now where I'm like, we might need a bigger house. So, because if I understand what she wants out of and I understand that like I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
Dude,
I told her the other day. She's like, "Are we like? Is this a real
like
I said, listen,
thing?"
I said, "Listen. By the time I'm 50, I was like, just imagine, like."
Well, dude, that's where I admire like some of the guys with like the pole barns and like it's their cave.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like floor to ceiling, 25 feet of just mounts and everything.
Like, look, have you seen Lukoski's house?
Oh yeah,
he puts videos online.
Lee's house is a different ball game.
Yeah,
well,
my wife would never
that's a
go
different
for that.
level.
Yeah,
she would never go for it, even if you build her house like that.
No way. She told me right now. She's like,
that would be my groundwork on building the house. I said, listen,
like,
I'll build the house, but here's what's happening.
Basically, she's like, the only way we're moving is if your mounts go downstairs, and if that's not going to be the case, I don't want to move. I'm like,
guess we're not moving.
Yeah, we're staying here.
Yeah,
$500 a month mortgage. I'm like, heck yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
starting to be spread out a little. Like I have some at home, some here, some in Kentucky, one in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think it would be really sweet to do like kind of like what Cam Haynes has, like where he's got like his weight room, office, like super high vaulted ceilings for all your mounts.
Eric Chester's got a similar situation.
Yeah. Yes,
he does.
I think at one time it was like a storage unit, but it's like a workout room.
No doubt,
man cave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine are, but like I was saying though, you want them, at least the ones from the past year, like the ones that are near and dear, like they got to be in the living room.
I think they make a house a home. Like I think they look good. My wife's like, those are so ugly. I'm like, what?
What are you talking? This is rustic to a T.
My wife says it's like feels like we live in a what'd she say, like a museum or something.
Oh, get out of here.
The best thing, like the biggest compliment I've gotten from my wife, she's like, what are you trying to do? Turn our house into Bass Pro? I'm like,
oh yeah, I'm on my way.
That's
you think
exactly
I'm capable of that?
Yes. Yeah.
Score. Mine's about to become a problem. We're okay right now. We've got it figured out, but I'm about to get 3 back from last year.
Yeah, dude, your office is going to be flowing.
And my office is already full. There's no room. I've already banished 2 to the weight room or my hunt room, I guess, downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see my hunt room?
I didn't.
No.
What?
I did a recent cleanup job on it.
Oh, yeah. It was hunting room / Page Dairy Mart apparel distribution.
I mean, still kind of is, but like I went in and from last season, everything was still sprawled all over the floor, And I kind of went nuts on it. I went and just picked up. Here, I'll show Ethan first. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but got them all organized.
That's perfect.
I didn't have the shelves or anything before, so I went and got the shelves and check that out.
Yeah, organization
very nice.
is not my strong suit. So
it is mine.
any tips on that? I'd be happy to
Shelves.
pick them up.
Dude, shelves.
You got to have room first.
That's the problem.
That's my problem. I don't have I have a hunting room that is half
Jeremy's is a disaster.
tools and decorations,
Yeah.
a quarter hunting.
Yeah.
And it also has
Storage.
my stuff, my kids' stuff. Yeah. Loaded.
I just try to keep everything in totes, obviously for the scent-free aspect of it, but also knowing where everything's at.
Dude, totes.
And then like I'll just throw it in the back of my truck
totes
during
also.
hunting season,
That's
and
the
then change right outside your truck when you're going in the stand. And
I just went to a bigger tote.
yeah,
I was in the tote aisle
give me the biggest
at
tote.
Home Depot.
Yeah,
They had one bigger one
I have the biggest one and it's too big.
with wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, Bowmore has that one too.
It's mine's like black with a red lid. It's almost as big as this table.
Red lid or blue?
Mine's red.
Really? What brand is that? Blue is the Cobalts.
No, it's like a Husky or something.
yeah.
But it's almost as big as this table.
I'm a yellow lid man.
That's what I got, black and yellow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Black and yellow. Yeah, I upgraded. I don't know how it says right on it how many gallons it is, but or liters or whatever. It's bigger than my
Liter of cola.
Than the that was a liter. Yeah, liter of cola. So, anyways, we'll see. We'll see how
Those
that
are
works out.
tough, man. Because if we travel like to Kentucky to hunt, I got mine and 2 kids stuff.
Right.
Remember we were talking about kids earlier?
Yeah, we were.
Ethan and I had a heart-to-heart on the way here. So, hey, listen, man, there's 2 roads here.
Yeah, there are 2 roads.
HUNTR Podcast is brought to you by Deer Grow.
Man, hard to believe, but Deer Grow has been the sponsor that's been there since the beginning of the HUNTR Podcast. Back in 2021, I think that they were the only partner that we had, but it's such a cornerstone brand and set of products for our food plot strategy throughout the year.
No doubt. And it seems like we used to have an off season, but not so much anymore. It's like when a hunting season ends, it really rolls right into food plot season, habitat projects, all of the above. And the Plot Start and Plot Boost have been there since the very beginning. That's a cornerstone for all of our plots. The Plot Start goes on at the beginning, Plot Boost goes on midway through. And since they came out with all of the fertilizers, that gets mixed in with the Plot Boost application as well. And I can't believe the results that we've been getting out of that.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Like I said, it's all the work now that really produces the results in the fall. So right now, anyone listening to HUNTR Podcast can use code HUNTR, HUNTR, for 15% off any of the products at deergrow.com.
Better food plots, bigger deer. Well, dude, so you lease in Iowa. So can you get 1 tag or not 3, right? Like you don't have a landowner
2,
tag for
right?
sure.
2, yep.
Okay.
A gun and a bow.
So if you're the tenant, you can get a landowner/tenant tag. So if you're like the farmland tenant, you can get a landowner tag for the farm that you lease.
Mm.
And as a hunting lease tenant?
I don't
Not
think
qualified.
that doesn't qualify.
Doesn't qualify?
You have to like show that you make income off the farm.
off of it.
Yeah.
Do you not make money as a hunting influencer?
Well,
It's probably a fine line.
Yeah.
And Skip Slide knocked that down.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
You're a resident. He likes you.
I got to shoot 1 buck before I can shoot 2. That's like my
Yeah.
mentality. It's like,
Is it a bow and a gun tag? Is that how it functions, or is it just 2 buck tags?
it's just, so the first one is a bow only tag.
Okay.
And then the second one is bow and or muzzleloader.
Oh, okay.
But it's for the late season.
I gotcha.
So,
And you can't use it until if you shoot one on the opener with your bow tag.
You're not hunting again until December 20th.
Okay.
And is that second tag also good for one of the shotgun seasons or no?
It can be. So like, I think it's 1 bow tag and 1 gun tag, but I think you can also maybe do like a gun and then a muzzleloader tag as well. I think.
So it's just specific
Yes.
2 tag combos.
Either way, you get 2 buck tags being a resident in
Gotcha.
Iowa. And I don't like how they're allocated. I don't know. Like how I do it is just bow, and then depending how frustrated I get, muzzleloader. Yeah.
Have you ever shot 2 bucks in Iowa?
No.
No?
Well, I shot like 170 some incher the first year of bow hunting whitetails, and then I had an opportunity and shot a buck with the muzzleloader and just never found
Bill
it.
was like, "Stop! You're making me look bad."
He was pumped. He was pumped.
He's
He's like,
come over and help you.
Jordan did.
Yeah.
Jordan filmed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
and then
remember that.
my dad and then my dad's friend came over, and we had like 4 people in the woods, and I'm like, I don't think this deer's dead yet.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Jeremy and
me
I
too.
are just like immature high school kids. We're like, oh, Stubbs and Jordan are about to get hooked up. Like, at the time for sure, we're like, oh, dude, there's some chemistry here. Like,
Yeah, that's a lot of tree stand time together,
No.
you know?
yeah.
No, definitely not. Jordan's awesome. She's like a big sister.
I do love Jordan. She's great.
She older
She's
than
just a
you?
good person. Yeah. I
Is
think
she?
she's 27
7?
or 8.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, me and my wife were together throughout that whole time. So we were actually high school sweethearts. So
Really?
yeah. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
I got that a lot, but
We were just trying to create daytime drama.
We're just making stories in our head.
Yeah.
Daytime drama is
Daytime
exactly
drama.
the right
No.
word. Yeah.
No, Jordan.
Do you
is
think it's
awesome.
going to happen this episode?
Yeah. On this episode of Bow Hunting Whitetails.
Jordan and her, and at that time, I don't know. Jordan was probably 12 or 13. Her and her mom were the first ones to come to the hospital after my accident.
Mm. We skipped over your
Yeah.
tractor story. You were going to tell Ethan.
We'll go over it at some point later. But
All right.
yeah.
Punctured your, liver? Or
Yeah, liver.
kidney?
Ooh.
Liver.
Flipped the tractor at Bill's place.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Cabela's things.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's nasty.
I'm basically telling the story for him. Crawled to the neighbor's house.
Hands and knees crawled to the
Breaks
neighbor's
through,
house.
breaks through the window or the door.
Straight through the door.
Calls 911.
There was a giant German Shepherd outside at the door because you're in the middle of nowhere. Bill's
How far
house.
to the house were you?
So I was on the back property. There's like a giant hill that comes down towards Pruka's place.
Yeah, okay.
Back there.
Yep.
And I I was coming around that bend and a car or an SUV was coming up the hill on my side of the road. And so I like,
Veered
I
off.
mean,
yeah, swerved.
it was going to be head on, which probably wouldn't have ended well for either of us.
No.
And I swerved and hit the ditch and came back on. Well, then I'm on the hill and I just started like power sliding sideways down. And you're like, what do you do? You're screwed. And the bucket clipped the hillside in front of me and just right over.
And you were buckled.
I was buckled. Normally I'm not, but I was buckled because we were filming and Cabela's wouldn't let us. Like you had to be buckled.
Do you remember? Did you like try to put your hands down, or did you hold on to?
I held on to the wheel.
Yeah.
But it was the armrest.
Like a cabless tractor.
Just had a roll bar. And I held on to the wheel, and the armrest hit me like a sledgehammer, like right here.
Yeah.
Just
down. So it didn't puncture it, but just trauma.
Yeah, trauma. And
how did that happen? Isn't that what the
it was just the amount of
force.
Well, yeah, the roll cage stopped me from hitting the road.
Yeah.
But the amount of force that slung me down towards the road.
Really?
In the seat, because I'm in the seat basically.
The armrest didn't fold in?
It was down.
Yeah.
At the time.
But what I'm saying is like the roll cage should stop anything from happening.
Went down, armrest is this way, and my body went like that.
Just gravity, basically.
Just gravity.
Yeah. I can't believe that caused the damage that it did.
Oh yeah.
I thought you meant like I thought it got punctured or something.
Just hit it across and knocked the wind out of me. So you're like sucking wind. Like unbuckle, roll out, because I don't know if this thing's gonna like keep rolling down the hill or like catch on fire. Like I don't know. Like crawl over. I remember checking my phone. I didn't have any signal.
Just see if just update your Instagram feed real quick. Your Tacticam feed.
Just down.
Nothing on cam.
Crawl up to the house that I had just gone by.
Yeah.
And there's this dog like at the door. And I just remember like just push the dog wanted to kill me. I just pushed the dog out of the way, break in the door.
Still on your hands and knees.
No, I'm up at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Break in the door. Go in.
So you did walk. You walked to the house.
Stumble, walk. Yep.
Yeah.
Break in the door, grab it was a portable phone on the wall. Grab the phone, walk back out of the house, and then just like laid down in the yard as I called 911.
Oh man.
And and I remember, who knows how long it was. I kept losing them because I was too far from the house. Like the signal was coming off. And like I remember hearing the sirens, come in my direction and stuff.
Were you like in and out?
No, I think I was still pretty with it.
Fully conscious, yeah.
Yeah, fully conscious, still pretty with it. I remember the dog laid by me.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird. In fact, when the cops got there, I think one of the cops got there first, the dog would not let him near me.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird, like, I don't know, protection type thing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I just like stiff armed its face out of the way. And so ambulance gets there. They're like amazed, I think, that I like am alive. Because, first of all, tractor accidents are not that uncommon in Iowa.
Right.
They happen.
Yeah.
And most of them are deaths.
Yeah.
Like not very many make it.
Or why most of them are deaths? Like
a lot of the old, from what the nurse had told me, a lot of them are the old school tractors, no roll cage,
narrow wheelbase
stuff. Yep. So
I understand how they flip, but like you're saying, some don't have roll cages.
Almost all of those old narrow ones don't.
Yeah. Hardly any tractor I've ever driven has a roll cage.
Really?
Yep. Just the old school narrow wheelbase stuff.
Pretty necessary item.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point,
newer.
Definitely.
I mean, most ROP spars are not that old. So I remember it was weird because I remember having the conversation with the EMTs, and I was like, the first thing I thought it was like I broke my arm because my arm was just like, just felt like it was on fire.
That was your main
aching.
concern, was your arm.
Yeah, I was like, I broke my arm or my wrist. I was like, I think I broke my collarbone up here. And then they stood me up, and I was like, I was lightheaded, but I was like, I'm okay. Like I was talking to them fine. They just kind of were like, I don't understand how this dude's alive.
Yeah.
And so
Why? What about your appearance made you seem unalive?
Well, just the call coming in of a tractor accident and a rollover.
And there you are standing, like seemingly somewhere.
I was just like laying on the ground, in the yard.
Wow.
Weird.
So they took me to that was that can't remember what the local hospital was there. Anyways, took me to the local hospital, got me in there. Again, everybody else is like, holy shit, like he's still alive.
They're growing on me.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
they are growing on
Yeah.
me. And they're great. Hospital was great. In fact, my nurse lady was cool as shit. We stayed in touch for a long time after that. And because she was the one that had to help me call people. Like I remember calling my dad and being like, hey, like I just rolled a tractor.
Man.
You know, I'm not in good shape.
How old were you at the time? 30-something?
No, I was
20-something.
28.
Wow.
28? Yeah, because I just had, Carter was just born. He was 1. This is Father's Day weekend, my first Father's Day.
Long freaking time ago.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
28 you were.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so at some point, they did a scan, and I remember like watching the doctor's reaction, and he was like, fuck.
Not good.
Uh-oh.
Not good. And he was like, we need that helicopter here like now. And I was like,
He did the
What?
scan on location.
yeah, they did like a whatever, like a, I don't know, some kind of echo
Right.
or ultrasound. And
don't
I
know
was
if they
like,
have that technology.
Check for internal bleeding, probably.
it was
right?
just a local regional hospital. It wasn't like Des Moines, but it
Yeah.
was like, you know,
How do they do it? In the field?
no. I was in the hospital at this point.
I
No, I'm in the
I
hospital.
was like, I was an EMT. I was like, I'm not
No.
aware of this technology.
No, we were in the hospital. And
Mobile EKG.
the nurse came in, and I was like, and I was really like, I was pretty with it. Yeah. And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, you have a 4-inch laceration across your liver, and you're bleeding like rapidly internally, like your cavity's filling up. And I was just, at that point, then you just fucking go into panic. Like I just like lost my mind at that point. I'm like,
You did.
what are you talking about? Yeah, because now it's like,
She's like, I just told you, 4-inch laceration.
yeah, I was like,
You're bleeding.
because I feel fine.
Right.
But she was like, we are trying to get you airlifted ASAP to Des Moines. Like, you're going to have to go into surgery.
Uh-huh.
And you're like,
And I couldn't do that there.
no. And I'm like, I feel okay. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about anything. Well, there was like a huge storm that moved in, so the helicopter couldn't get to me.
Oh.
And so they, the same EMTs were still there. They're like, the doctor's like, you got to go now. So they loaded me up, and dude, I don't know how fast we were going, but we were flying.
Looking.
Like I remember looking out the window and like, holy shit, we are cruising right now. Like you could just feel like the
Telephone
ambulance.
poles going by. It's
Like, dude, you knew you were cruising, and I was fine the whole way. I think I remember calling Emily from the ambulance. Like I was with it, okay. And then till I got into Des Moines, and then once I got into Des Moines, then it was like, you know, it was like you were a car crash victim. Like, dude, they were like had crash carts and like all kinds of shit, and you're like, holy shit, this is like real deal type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And they had me in the like whatever in the ER side for 24 hours maybe.
Did you go right into surgery?
No,
Pretty
so that when I got there, the bleeding had slowed.
Huh.
And so my cavity was filled with blood, but they're like, we can go in and cauterize, or like we might just kind of see what it is. Like we'll give you some blood transfusions, but like as of right now,
right.
nothing, like we don't really feel the need to rush you into surgery right away.
Wow.
How could they tell it had like cauterized or whatever?
I don't know. I went into like
Did they give you
I did
more
like
blood?
a full CT scan. I did the like the what is it? Like the radio, not radioactive, but like the
test to show how much blood is in there.
yeah. So like I had to put the stuff through my veins, and like they see where the bleeds are happening and whatnot.
Wow.
And do the full scan, and they scan your head immediately because they're like, well, what if he hit his head and you don't know? And so yeah, it was really weird. At that point though, like anytime I sat up, dude, I almost passed out because I was losing blood. Yeah. And
Did they give you more blood in that scenario? Or
I did. Yeah, they did. And then I think so. I was in ICU for 5 days, I think. And you want to talk about a depressing place?
Oh yeah.
Like I felt like shit. Like the days following, like I felt really bad. There were days that I wake up like shivering because like again I still lost so much blood. Like they were trying to. But I mean, dude, you're talking about everybody around you is dying, and you're like in there, just like, yeah, like I'm
just
trying
how
not
quick
to die.
It's crazy how quick you can be from healthy like
Oh,
we
yeah.
are now to in that state.
Yeah,
Makes you grateful for your health.
That's
like,
exactly.
when
If you don't have your health, you don't have nothing.
You almost don't realize, like, as we're just sitting here, it's like compared to being injured like that? Like
Oh,
we are,
man.
so we're amazing.
It's
we
nuts.
feel,
Oh,
we
it's
feel so
absolutely
great.
like you like bend your arms.
Have you ever
like,
been hurt like real bad like that?
No.
Did you see how I coaxed him into that story too?
Knock
It was a
on
good one.
wood.
Wasn't that good?
Yeah.
You
It's a
started
good
telling
story.
it, I had to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got out of there, and yeah, I don't know.
So they never did surgery. They just let it heal.
Mm-mm. Just let it heal.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it is the fastest organ for healing in the body.
Is your liver?
Is your liver.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why like an alcoholic with cirrhosis could essentially get over it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Now you know exactly what a liver shot deer feels like.
yeah, not good.
You
Yeah.
could just
But
be like,
also fine.
Did
at
that
the same
resonate?
point.
Did that resonate with
I was
you
saying-
when you shot this Kansas buck out here?
I think
Like,
I was a fix. I was
6 hours.
The Kansas
That was-
buck out here I shot, he's famous for, like, to me anyways, for when he shoots him, he goes, "Oh God, I livered him." He
Yeah.
looks at the camera.
yeah.
I think I was. Yeah. I know.
That should have been a real personal one for you.
It was pretty personal.
Like, I
guess.
feel him.
hindsight.
I feel his pain.
Yeah. He's tingling. Yeah. I knew
Yeah.
exactly where I was 3 hours in, he says.
Yeah. Give him another hour. He'll be all right.
He's cauterizing. We gotta go.
He's cauterizing. We got to put one in him.
Yeah. He won't be able to stand up
Yeah.
here in a couple hours.
But it was crazy because, like, and again, obviously that was on a public road, not necessarily on Bill's farm. But so Warb and Greg and Luke Nissen were out ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I remember them being back at the barn, and they were like, dude,
Where's he
where the
at?
hell is he? And eventually they heard the sirens and stuff, and eventually they came back, and they find, like, this crime scene, basically, with the tractor and the cops and everything, and they're like, holy shit, like, what happened?
Wow.
And that's when Pam and Jordan ended up coming down to the hospital because they were like, we don't, all we know is, like, guy flipped a tractor and, like, he got taken
Right.
to the hospital. We
And
don't know.
they just went to the closest hospital,
Yeah.
thinking you might be there.
Yes.
Or did they talk to somebody at the scene? Like, was there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume there was some.
They showed up at the hospital I was
They
at.
would have done something with the tractor, like EMS would have called
Eventually they got
a
it.
tow truck or something.
Eventually they did. They towed it and put it on a flatbed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then I think Cabela's just didn't want me to sue him.
Yeah. You ever just randomly think about, like, what Scott Peruka's doing?
He called me the other day. In fact, now that you mention that, I probably owe him a phone call.
Interesting.
And I think purposefully, I don't know if he left me a message, but, like, it was definitely like a multi-ring Scott Peruka call. I just
Interesting.
forgot now that you mentioned. I think we were at
His rage
Huntstock.
meter was probably at peaking.
Maybe.
The angry sportsman.
I think we were at Huntstock or something when he called. That's why I didn't answer.
He was such a fixture of early Midwest Whitetail that sometimes
Mm.
it pops into my mind. I'm like, wonder what Scott Peruka's doing.
Oh, Scott.
Mike Sawyer, too. I think that
Oh,
was Bill's
Sawyer?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of, right? Mike Sawyer?
You would
No.
know.
It's like
I-
Bill's
I-
best friend.
Yeah.
Childhood best friend.
Yeah. Oh, that shot Dagger was what he called
Yeah.
that deer, right?
Yeah.
Off the ridge stand.
Yes, in
Yeah.
the deep timber.
Deep timber.
Mike Sawyer. Yeah. Was he that hunt, I guess, was on there.
Yeah, he hunted Bill's
Mhm.
farm a lot.
I know he hunted it. He was on some actual episodes though.
Yep.
Yep.
Must have been real early on.
Yeah,
It was.
Thinking of Mikey from Iowa.
Oh, from Michigan, Mikey.
He's with Whitetail.
Yeah.
Michigan. Oh, that's right. Michigan he's from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was he ever on the show? He was on.
Oh, yeah. Mike was on there. all the
That's
time.
right. Yeah, because that's what we knew him
Him and
from.
Chad Lathrop. They would be hunting
They were
together.
hunting together, yeah.
That's when they both worked at Muddy.
We were just talking about Chad Lathrop. I wonder what Chad Lathrop was doing.
That
That's
deer
good.
he killed is a giant.
Chad.
Which
Um,
one?
The one that he shot
On the
like,
show.
found like 2 months or
Oh, yeah.
a couple months later.
Have you seen it in person?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a
Freaking
friggin' giant.
Magnum.
230 something. Yeah, it's like
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, those deer are out there. Every year. they're-
Mikey Valeri.
Valeri, that's right.
Yeah.
Every year there's 230s and 240s.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I mean, think about how much farm ground that Lathrop covers, though.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of. Yeah, they're big farmers.
Yeah, I mean, they see them.
Are they from that area? Like
Albia.
Albia, yep.
Yep.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they cover. At one point, I think he was doing like 5,000 acres. So, I mean, they cover enough ground to like see where big ones are.
Hmm.
Spending that much time in the field, you're sure to stumble into one at some point.
And I assume they have a lot of control on deer hunting
Right,
rights,
absolutely.
being the cash runner.
Yep.
I
For
love
sure.
that. That's like how it should work.
I do too.
Farmers should have the rights and
As long as they like big deer.
well,
As long as they let me hunt.
Yeah, as long as they let me hunt.
you hope.
Pass those over.
Yeah.
You'd hope, Did where you're hunting in like northeast Iowa, is there a culture of like guys like passing deer or like after a certain age class of deer, like
Not during gun season.
Not during gun season.
Like you've been in South Central Iowa, correct?
Yeah.
How do you perceive it, like the same or different from like where you're at in terms of just mindset?
I would say South Central Iowa, there's a lot bigger tracks and a lot more like high level management stuff.
Bigger tracks, really.
Bigger tracks, yep. And maybe that's not always the case, but like at least the farms that I hunt were like big tracks, high level management. And I think that Northeast Iowa is like 10 years behind that. Like the tracks aren't going to get any bigger, obviously.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, like, Onyx updated or whatever a few years ago, and it's just like the difference between the amount of food plots now versus 2 years ago is unbelievable.
In your area?
In my area.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, Northeast Iowa was catching up. And so it's just like, in my mind, it's like, how much better is this going to get?
Mm-hmm.
Like my neighbors, I know that they try their best to shoot mature deer. They try their best. And, I mean, that's all you can ask for.
Sure.
Like, it's not like they're shooting every 3-year-old.
Now, are most of those properties like 80s and 160s or?
Like 300s.
They are.
Yeah, they're bigger tracks. I mean,
and just a lot of timber.
In the Northeast.
In Northeast, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like in like Kentucky, some of the tracks are like 5 acres, 10 acres, 15.
Yeah.
These are like, 100-acre tract is a pretty small tract.
Yeah, so
Northeast
300.
What would you say is a standard in South Central?
Well, like some of the farms that I was hunting on were like 1,000 acres.
Wow.
But those are like, I mean, those are the best.
Those are pretty big. Right?
Those are huge. The best farms in the whole country.
Yeah.
But it's like, Owen Riegler and Lee Abraham and those guys.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's how big their farms are.
Uh-huh.
And so moving to Northeast Iowa, it's like, well, you don't find anything like that. But you might find a 300-acre piece. And that's about as big as it gets.
It's funny how, that happens like across. It's a big factor as we talk about like management and regulations in different states. It's like the parcel size matters a lot, because,
absolutely.
It's like your hunter numbers, but, per property kind of thing. And like how much deer space is there? We're looking like as we are going to North Dakota, which we're going to North Dakota in early September for a mule deer hunt. And the task of like finding permission sounds, I mean, it's not nothing, right? Like to go and get permission. But then like as I'm re-looking at it, I'm like, dude, the smallest property I can find is like 500 acres.
Yeah.
Like everybody owns.
But it's
like,
different country. You can glass 500 acres out there.
It's true. It's
like
true.
that's the difference.
It's
like,
true. It does hunt.
And 5% of the deer, or 95% of the deer live on 5% of the ground.
Where the alfalfa's at.
That's right. Where the food is. And you can have permission on 10,000 acres, but there might be.
Have you been out there? Have you done
deer?
One of the Dakotas or something?
Not that I have hunted in the Dakotas. Nebraska is pretty similar. And like north central Nebraska is pretty similar to that. But I think a lot of the western states are that way. Like you just have to find the pockets. Otherwise, you're really not going to be in the game at all.
Yeah. We're scheming this morning on like what's the strategy here, because we have a couple different permission. The state pulled the rug out from under non-residents this year.
Oh, okay.
We drew after it took us 3 years, so 3 points. So on the 4th year, we drew an either deer tag, which gets us a muley access.
Yeah.
What they took away this year, for the first time that I'm aware of, is permission on public land for the first like 9.5 days of the season.
Even private land open to public.
Wow.
Yeah, plots is their program there. So.
Is North Dakota, is that a September 1 opener?
4th this year. But
4th, like first Saturday in September or whatever.
Last year was like August 28th or something.
Yeah, first noon on the first Friday of September.
Interesting.
This year. But now it's 9.5 days past that if you want to hunt public for a non-resident.
Yeah.
Interesting. I know South Dakota is like that too.
Has been, yeah.
October 1.
Yeah, you can't hunt public ground until October 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can hunt private ground whenever time you want. Which, I guess, if that's what they think is necessary to protect that resource.
It's going to backfire, though.
Yeah.
The problem in North Dakota is, I get it
just either you draw or you don't. Like,
right. Don't play this game.
If you buy the over-the-counter, I understand why they're protecting it. What's going to happen is all those guys still want to hunt the opener. They're just going to lease and buy ground now, and it's going to displace residents.
Right.
So,
or they're going to push their trips back, one of the two.
I don't think they will, because it's going to start to, like all your Wisconsin guys, that's coinciding with their opener.
They're looking at their public land as an asset to their residents.
Sure.
That's what they're doing, right?
But they're going to displace their residents on the private land
to public land.
To public.
And do you think in term that season will get longer? Or like that period will be longer?
I think if they're smart, they're going to realize it had the opposite effect and they're going to get rid of it.
Because North Dakota is the state where if it's not posted, you can hunt.
Yeah,
correct.
Or they're going to have to say, no non-residents, period, to that point. Like
which
no
honestly is
difference.
kind of a wild card for that trip. Like,
yeah.
we have found some in the past, but like I feel like enough time has passed, and it's so easy to post your ground. You could do it electronically even.
Oh yeah.
But I'm curious, like we might find a piece that's not
Sure.
posted, like, but you have to be there to find it because you're not
Yeah.
gonna, you're not going to
You're
find it
not gonna find it on
online.
map. No.
You got to have boots on the ground. Yeah.
Can you?
I mean, obviously, if it's not posted online,
Oh, that would so if it's not posted online, you could at least go and check
check it out.
and then see if it's posted or
yeah,
not.
so it's a 2-step.
Mm-hmm.
HUNTR Podcast is brought to you by Pure Wildlife Blends.
Man, what a critical component just to everything that we talk about, especially during these off-season months. You know, we're looking at and developing these different farms and trying to improve them from year to year. And whether that's food plots or different switch screenings or bedding areas, they all require a dedicated and thoughtful seed blend.
Yeah, so obviously Pure Wildlife Blends being Jeff and Jen Sturgis, we've built a great relationship with those guys. And really what we're seeing is a true testament to them picking the best varieties for these mixes. In fact, we're leaning on clover a lot more. The perennial plot power that those guys do was one of the best clover plots I've ever seen. From December to March, we had more deer in a single clover plot than I've ever seen. A lot of these sheds coming from that plot or right around it. Again, just a true testament to what these guys are creating at Pure Wildlife Blends.
No doubt. And so if you guys are looking for just a workhorse seed that the deer will really use the way that you want them to use it, you can use promo code HUNTR, HUNTR, for a discount on the Pure Wildlife Blends website.
In your northeast part, we were talking about the timber. Is there like a good timber market up there? Like, are people doing active timber management and cuts? They are.
I mean, the Mississippi River Valley grows the best walnut trees in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
so-
we saw in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like everything was walnut.
They're all walnuts. You know, there's the native, I would say one of the native species is white oak, and that's
Yeah.
kind of a dying breed. People are cutting them. But yeah, there's a lot of active
Uh-huh.
timber management going on.
That's a big benefit.
Like I said, more food plot or more deer management than there ever has been.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see that trend is going to continue to go up.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's a huge part of that rugged country like that is the timber side of it. They have to be cutting areas. They've got
That's
to
right.
be creating browse and creating better bedding areas. and
There's
that kind
nothing
of
better
stuff.
than walking through a big high crown timber, but it's like, what value does that provide
None.
to the wildlife?
Like, besides the mosquitoes that we were almost dying of, like when we got
Yeah.
in the woods where Jared was at, I'm like, there's nothing on the ground.
It's fun to go walk through it this time of the year because you're not fighting thistles this
There's
high.
nothing.
You know, you're like, oh, I put a camera out. I'm never going to
Yeah.
see a deer, but
Yeah.
at least I didn't get
Our
stung by
Wisconsin
it.
list was that way. Like they clearly had eradicated any white oaks like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like just
Oh,
took,
yeah.
took
Yep.
all of them, and then it was like predominantly walnuts and
Yeah.
Yep. A
Maples.
lot of
or
hickory,
something.
a lot of
hickory
hickory,
Yeah.
for sure. Some hickory in
a
there.
lot of shagbark hickory in northeast
Mhm.
Iowa.
Yeah, so I don't know like long term what they're gonna do with that, but
That's a cool area though. I mean, that river valley and stuff is really neat character. Like you said, the thermals are a huge thing for people to
Huge.
understand of how to hunt and control, especially with the topography.
The
there.
topography controls the wind direction more than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one spot that I can hunt. It's best. Like if you look at it on a map, it's like, okay, this is the north wind spot, but you can hunt it on any wind other than a south, just the way that the topography
Flows it out.
flows it out.
Mm.
Like
like
everything,
specifically in the morning or evening or
just anytime.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, at any time, the wind just automatically like flows it out of this valley and then it goes up and over the highway. So,
Dang.
but it's like, unless you like have hunted a property year after year, you don't know that.
No.
And it's like, it just takes so long to figure out some of these properties. And like for your guys' lease, it'll be interesting. You guys would probably make me put my foot in my mouth and shoot a bunch of bucks this year. But like, it just takes a long time to figure these properties out and how the deer are moving.
See, now I got to prove them wrong.
Yeah, I want you to.
He's
I
been
seriously
saying
do.
that since we've left there. You.
I feel
You're like, I've got to make
now
this
that we
happen.
went and
Yeah.
like made an impression or whatever in Wisconsin, and we
Yeah.
met those folks at the hunt stock, and like everybody's talked it up, and like now I feel obligated to go and like rip one out,
Absolutely.
go and pull a booner out.
And
of there.
there's still guys that you'll never hear about that are just shooting 170s,
Giants.
180s
check
every
this
year.
out. This is really cool. I know you're doing stuff with Yellowstone AI. Tacticam, Greg, their brand VP, was here like 2 weeks ago or something, and was telling us about something they're coming out with here. It'll be this year, so we talked about it, so I'm sure we can talk about it. It's a wind sensor, so it connects and uploads data through a camera cell signal.
Bluetooth.
So it's got to be within Bluetooth range of a camera, which is easy.
Right.
Just put a camera. But what it does is it tracks micro movements of wind direction. Probably not thermal. I think thermal's too light.
Yeah, too light.
That was my question to him. I was
yeah,
like, can you
it's too
track it?
variable. That's the problem.
Well, it's not the variability. It's the
It's not stiff enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
is
Gotcha.
can't sense it.
Yeah.
You know. So, but wind direction, it will tell you. It'll track you, and so you can see. It'll chart it for you too, just like a weather app too. It'll
In
tell
real
you
time.
real time.
So it's like a modern day wind puffer.
It is. And I mean, the cool thing is that
remote real time wind
Yeah,
puff. You don't have
yeah.
to be there. It'll upload
Right.
and tell you it's actually doing this. So
Just-
your
yeah.
weather might say northwest wind, and you look at it and say, okay, what's it doing? And you
South.
watch it over an hour, and it's like, well, it's everywhere or whatever. You know.
Right. Or why is a buck entering the food plot this way?
Mm,
you know,
sure.
it's like he's circled around.
I mean,
or
in that
whatever.
territory, which is probably very similar to like what I hunt in Kentucky, I've got plenty of spots where it's like dead west.
Right.
And I'll get into the spot and I swear to God, it's hitting me in the back of the head. And I'm
Yep.
like, what? Like, how is this possible? But if
Frustrating.
without some sort of, wind capabilities there, like, you're not going to know.
There's nothing more frustrating than like watching a buck work in and then you just feel that
Oh, yeah.
right in the back of your neck and it's over.
And you know it.
And you know
he
it.
uses the terrain
Those are some of the
for
most
that
memorable
specific
experiences in the woods. I think.
that specific
Man.
reason. Like, he knows how that wind is going to move or how those thermals are going to pull through there.
Can you recall, Jeremy? And Ethan, I want to hear yours too. Like when that happened, I have two that stand out to me for sure.
in terms of like
In
having
terms
a
of
buck?
bucks coming in, you're gonna get a shot, and they stop and pick up their nose. They get a whiff of you, and they leave.
Oh, yeah. More than two, but yes, several of them. I will tell you the one that I for sure feel like it was a big benefit to me was that Iowa deer. Because I killed that Iowa deer after the sun went down, and I
Right.
felt those thermals sink right down to my feet.
Yep.
Where it was kind of like, it was a bluebird sky. It was a little breezy,
High
but
pressure, yeah.
variable, like just kind of, and I didn't know where the deer were going to come from.
Right.
Like I was just in an island of timber. And when that buck had crossed the creek and came up over, I remember feeling that just like cold, just sensation right down and like push it down to the floor. And I'm like, unless he walks, and he damn near walked underneath me, but I was like,
With the best
He's
weather
done.
you could possibly ask for. Like front came through, passed, and it was the first 2 days we were there. I killed on the 5th in the afternoon, and he killed on the 6th.
Oh man.
And we drank our beer and ate our eggs and went home.
That's the best time to be in Iowa anyways.
that also
5th
is
through the
the
8th?
the
Oh.
election night.
It was election night,
Debacle.
the night Trump got elected.
Perfect.
Dude, it was wild.
Well, that was when I shot mine. Was that first night, and then
Yeah.
Trump got elected that night.
Who was our listener we stayed with? That was his lake house.
Oh,
I'm
you
sorry.
put me on the
I
spot
put
with
you on
his
the
name.
spot, I
Yeah,
know.
I've got it. But yeah, we stayed at just a buddy's house. That we met for the first time, kind
Yeah.
of a thing, and it was dude,
It's
what a
awesome.
memory in hindsight. Super cool. I borrowed Josh Bomar's truck. I shot my deer on one of Bomar's places,
In
and
the Danger Ranger.
it was freaking Ford
Ford
Ranger.
Ranger.
And you shot yours on another permission farm, like hour and a half west
Mm-hmm.
of there.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
Dang,
but that was a thermal one for sure.
I remember I was jagging. I was like, this is not look good for the Iowans. Like they keep saying they're not one behind every tree, but
Couple
we've been
PA
here for
boys.
about 24 hours, and we got 2 in the back of the truck. So
Couple PA boys come out and show us how it's done.
I had a lot of beer leaching out of my skin that night too.
well, he goes that night. It was like 3 in the morning. He's like, I'll be out in the morning. I'm like, you better start getting dressed, kind of a thing.
Right.
And
we had already drank like 30 beers. I'm like, well,
Here we go.
here we go.
we woke up the next morning, and I woke up anyways.
It's foggy as hell.
You walk out into like the main room there, and I'm like, I assume Jeremy's hunting. I'm like, you probably got up and went, And a couple minutes passes, and then I hear his door open. He's like,
Where am I?
I don't know what it was, 8 o'clock probably
Yeah.
by then.
I mean, dude, we burned it down that night.
You have to do that sometimes. Like,
Oh.
you shoot a big buck, it's like you
It
gotta
didn't matter.
celebrate it. Yeah. What is it? Yeah.
That and the election all in the same night, dude. We were cooking.
Yeah. Did you saw the one I shot in Iowa? Right?
Yeah.
We partied, man. We were that.
I
We
was,
would.
did burn that thing down.
It's so hard to get to those opportunities, and when you capitalize on that, it's like celebrate.
It was really weird though, because I mean,
one of the best nights of my life, probably.
Yeah.
it was. I mean, we really had been looking forward to that day for
Exactly.
more than the years that we even put in points. It's like Iowa is the Mecca, right?
Yeah, and like all the hard work that you guys
Everything.
have done, everything.
And
That's
then
right.
it was like it in a weird, depressing way. It was over so fast, like because we had just had so much of a rush, and we did it, and then it was like we went to.
There was no depression for me. I did feel like we didn't quite get the whole experience.
We didn't.
right.
Because, I mean, I killed in 2 hours. It's like you want a little bit of struggle, but
Yeah.
we had struggle leading up to it. I mean, the reason that it happened the way that it did was there was definitely some luck involved with the weather and just everything. But like we put in a lot of work, as I always do. I mean, like guys that are going out of state to hunt, it's like, dude, network and talk to everybody and look at every possible strategy and have plan B and plan C. And we did. And in that case, we didn't need them. It worked out, you know?
Right. When you got it. Sometimes you just, because it's like,
yeah,
man, you can struggle all season long and, you know, wish you had the full experience and just put yourself through a meat grinder, or you can just be happy that it happened.
Dude, Jeremy's going to have a season here before too long. And I know, and I'll be the antagonist in your story, because you'll be like, freaking Jared went and shot 3 that one year. And like, and I just like, you know, and so that'll be your rainy day. And like, you'll be able to look back, you'll shoot a freaking 200 incher or something. And you'll be like, good.
I'm just maturing in my old age. Like my cup overflows.
Well, you've handled it well, but that doesn't mean that, like, you know, there's not something on the other side of it for you.
I mean, dude, I killed my elk last year. I was good.
Right.
You know, and then the boys killed their biggest bucks. So it's like, I mean, yes, I would love to kill big bucks every year, but yeah,
we have seasons like that where we just don't. I might not kill anything this year. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do everything in my power to not let that happen, but
sure. Yeah. Got to have them to kill them and got to get on them to kill them. It's a right time thing. I mean, we left Iowa, went right to Illinois, and we're like, let's punch these tags. It was dead.
Yeah. Just a complete flip.
Like just for like 5 days, we were just like nothing.
It got hard from there. In fact, I remember being depressed after, like I hit a period of depression. Do you remember that? I kind of pulled out of that. I kind of forgot about it.
After Iowa?
After Iowa, dude, I had a tough time.
Like an adrenaline dump. You're just
the adrenaline was so high.
Yep.
And then after that, you bottom out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There also was weird. And I mean, it is what it is. Like it's
for
what
a
happens
while,
when you
for
kill
the rest of the season.
A giant buck. But like there definitely was a period that you looked at deer differently after that deer.
Right.
Probably still.
Because that's the other thing. It's like, you know, you're hunting 180s or whatever one year, and then the next year, the best deer on the farm is 140 6-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get fired up to go hunt that deer? And you just got to be like,
especially after you kill a 7 or 8 year old buck.
That's exactly
you're like,
right.
This is the pinnacle.
It doesn't get any better.
It doesn't.
That is so now you're like, because that was the same year that you're like, I think we're settling for 4-year-olds on the Ohio farm.
Was it?
Right.
Yep. And like after you shot that, it's like you didn't look at any 4-year-old the same way. You're like, I can't shoot that deer.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
And I haven't.
Didn't.
Well, I followed up, shot that, you know.
Yeah, but that was different.
I told Ethan that story.
But the rest of that year, I don't know how much you hunted Ohio because you're just like, I don't have anything to hunt.
Well, we were out of state a lot. I mean, I had kind of GR8, which I got an opportunity at later and stuff. But you're right. That did change my mentality.
2 years ago.
When you see what a deer can do,
Right.
like what a 7-year-old buck looks like, especially in Iowa, you know, you have an experience like that, you're almost like, it's hard to shoot those deer anymore.
You got to give them the opportunity to at least get there. You got to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest part.
So
is like
hard.
Yeah, outside of Iowa, it's a 10% chance.
What is your mindset on that in Iowa? Are you is a 4 or 5? Like, what's the age class? Like, what are you after in Iowa?
I would say 5 is what I always try to go for.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 is just, I guess that's an imaginary number I make up in my mind.
No, I would say that most people would agree that that's a mature deer.
I just think that a 5-year-old buck is different than a 4-year-old buck in terms of maturity, in terms of
I would agree
how smart they are and how good they are at surviving.
I'm sorry. I almost interrupted you. No, you go.
I thought you were going to hold his hand.
Sorry.
Tell him a story.
Sorry.
But no, it's just a different animal. I mean, it's just like, that's what we hunt. We're setting out to kill the 1% of the 1% of deer. And so it's just like, knowing that you might not shoot a deer every year, but it's just like, you have to be okay with that, knowing that you're going at the bull of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of my mentality. And I don't know. You can't kill them if they're not there either. That's some of the hardest part about shooting big deer.
That's a great saying.
That people don't know. It's like, if they're not there.
If they're not there, you can't kill them.
That's a fact.
Dude, I'll tell you the reason that at one time I was hunting 4-year-old deer and that was the goal. It's like, and almost solely it's because Bill Winke was hunting 4-year-old deer.
Well, in hindsight, we found out they were 3-year-olds.
Whatever they were. Legitimately, I remember it was because, dude, Bill had a lot of influence on me remotely, right?
Absolutely.
Just from watching the show, but I was like, Bill's hunting 4-year-old deer, so I'm hunting 4-year-old deer.
Yeah. That was very much your mindset. I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah, it's just like you kind of like not idolize him, but like you're watching.
He's
him
the expert.
Yeah,
well,
you're trying
learning.
to follow him. Yeah, you're learning from him, and he's doing it. So why wouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
And it was a step above what most people were doing in our area.
It was, for sure. And funny to like kind of like look back on that. I wonder if there were guys at the time that were like, you know, would disagree, you know, like, because now like where we're at in 2026, I think a lot of guys would be where you're at. They're kind of like 5 is like really the first, you know, the benchmark of like maturity, like 5
right.
to 7 is, you know, and 4 kind of gets looked at as like, you know, the new 3-year-old or whatever.
The new 3, that's a good way to
mean,
look
dude,
at it.
I would say that 6 and 7 is relatively new in terms of having conversations. Like, there's not many people that
They just
I
didn't
know
even
of.
exist that we
Exactly.
knew of.
Yeah, they were that are like, you know, I passed them at 5 to get them to 6, and I'd be like, what? Like, I mean, it was the struggle bus of getting them from 4 to 5.
That's right.
And it still feels like that's the vast majority of people is like, I want to get them to 5. The outliers are a lot of Iowa guys like Skip who are like, get them to 7 or 8, and I'm like, dude, I'm not in that realm.
I can't get to that either.
Well,
I mean,
go ahead.
I can't get to that point either. I mean, it's like getting a deer from 3 to 4. I feel like they make a huge
It's a huge jump.
They
You
make
just said it. What was it? 145 to 190?
Yeah.
Like massive jump.
Yeah, and so that, you know, you watch a lot of these guys shoot big deer year after year. Like a lot of those deer are 4 years old.
For sure.
There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just the truth of the matter.
Mhm.
And so it's just like, you know, you can let them get to 5. They might get a little smaller, but they're older, they're smarter, they're better at surviving. You know, like it's just
There is something about them.
That's
like
the peak.
there's something about a 5-year-old whitetail.
After you experience that, a 5, 6, you know,
Yeah.
or older whitetail, it's in their demeanor.
That's right.
It's not. Yes, I do want to see optimum, and I want to see what they can do.
Yeah.
Headgear wise, but there's something about their demeanor that's just it's like there's a distinct difference.
No
and
doubt.
then when you go back and you observe a 4-year-old, you know, at a time we all thought like that's a giant buck. You know, I have shot 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. Like I know what they act like. And when you experience those super, you know, a 5+-year-old deer, you're like, oh, a 4-year-old almost kind of seems like immature, like the way he acts. He's not a 3-year-old. He's not like that dumb, but boy, he's just all over the place in daylight. And man, he's just covering, you know, he's doing a thing. And you start to fall in love with like, or, you know, whatever the word is there. It's like, dude, they're tougher and they have a dominance that they,
Oh, that's what it is.
the 5-year-old, you're like, he is intimidating.
Yeah, and I mean the easiest deer, like Lee Lukoski said, you get a big 3-year-old, triple threat when he was 3. That was a dead deer walking. Like he covered so much ground in daylight all the time looking for does.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 to 4, he changed completely. 4 to 5, he shrunk his rut range to almost nothing, at least that I was aware of. You know, he could have been skirting my cameras or whatever. But it's just like, man, you want to capitalize on these bucks when they're at their best. Like you're hunting the 1% of the 1% at their very best.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just interesting. It's just, I think that changes as you like get older. You know, obviously you want to stack a lot of bucks when you're younger. Like you got to get experience shooting
honestly,
deer.
dude, it's kind of wild that you're doing that at 24 years old. I was not. There's no way.
I was still filling up
Trying to-
5-gallon buckets with antlers.
At 24?
Probably.
24.
But that's like, I mean, that's the
Out of
Jared
college,
Mills
right?
classic is what it is. Because I'll send Jared a picture of a buck and he's like, oh, you're not shooting him, are you? And I was like,
No.
and so I just like, I'm like,
I mean, I did.
oh, so this one doesn't work?
Yeah.
But no, it's just like having good mentors like I've had that are like pushing me to be better, do the right thing, like be a good steward of the land. Like, I guess that's kind of what I credit that to. I mean, it's not like I don't want to go out there and shoot a buck every single year.
Yeah, well, and
Sure.
and selfishly on your side, it's like you're in the area or the state to do it.
Right.
Right? Like if you were across the river in Wisconsin, I don't think you would be
No.
probably nearly at the level of stature that you're looking for.
Yeah, I've passed a lot of 150-inch deer.
Yeah.
Have you?
Which I would
A
say
lot.
that most 24-year-olds are not saying that.
Right. And it's just like, I mean, I'm sitting at the end of the year, like with eating tag soup, and I'm like, man, what was I doing? But like, at least I can look myself in the mirror.
Are you though? Like, do you really regret shooting those deer? I know what you're saying, but
Right.
It's probably a brief moment of like, you know, missing out.
It's just like,
Let me ask you
dang,
this.
man, I just love killing deer, but
have you shot one and gotten up to it and be like, it's just not what I want. It's not what I was after.
probably maybe when I was like 15.
Yeah,
Really?
that doesn't count.
Yeah, but I was like the second deer I ever
What do you mean
shot.
it doesn't count?
When
Yeah.
you're 15, like
It counts.
Yeah, it was like November 1st. It was one of my first rut hunts I ever hunted, and had a like 125-inch 2-year-old walk in with split twos and long brows.
Yep.
Shot him. Terrible shot. He like ran 20 yards and fell over and died. And me and my dad walked up to him, and I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, that's not what I wanted. And like, still, I remember that feeling. It's just like, well, I'm not trying to go for that. And so,
did you express that in the moment, like to your dad, or like did you guys talk about it?
Yeah, I remember he scored him, and I was like, man, you got to be lying. You're lying to me. That didn't score.
What did he score?
Like 130.
Okay.
And I was thinking he was like
freaking big 2-year-old.
Yeah,
future 200.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's exactly right. And my dad's,
what was your dad's like demeanor on that? Was he like, he obviously was stoked for you, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, pumped. Yeah. I mean, he filmed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
you guys worked together. In
the
stand?
Oh yeah, in the stand.
Was
together.
he telling you to shoot him, or what was the communication in the stand?
Shoot him.
No, I think I was like, I'm shooting this buck, and he would just like coach me through it. Like, take your time. I never took my time. He'd just always say, take your time, and I would just pull back and just hammer the trigger. Just boom, slap it as hard as I can, and I would never hit where I was aiming. So yeah, no, I walked up on that deer, and I'm like, man, I'm just not pumped about that feeling.
And you were 15, so how many deer have you killed? Had you killed before that?
Probably like $5.
Okay. So yeah, you had established a record.
Like I had shot deer bigger than that before that point.
That's what I was trying to get at.
And that's what it was. Like it felt like a regression. But it was with a bow. Like my other ones were with a gun.
Yeah, so so that was your first bow buck?
Yeah. But it's Iowa. Like it's a different mentality. Like if it's not 150, it's not a buck.
And I don't say this in like a negative way, and I've probably said this to you just because I know the influence there. Do you think watching Midwest Whitetail put your level of expectation too high as a 15-year-old kid?
No doubt. It would, but I mean, any outdoor, it was
any outdoor television. 13, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Anywhere not in Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, you kind of get enamored with these big deer that you see on TV. It's like, how do I do that? I want to do that. And then you go out there and shoot the baby 200. Even at 15, like, and no one else was mad at me, but I was like, just kind of disappointed in myself.
Because you've had that same thing. Like, at some point, I don't know whether you shot it or didn't shoot it, was like, you'd watched, Bill or whoever, and you're like, I'm not shooting these deer. I'm passing these deer. And you didn't have that many deer under your belt at the time.
I've had that for sure. But like, as I was asking Ethan the question, like, have you ever walked up on a deer and been disappointed with it? I'm thinking about, I mean, maybe you can remind me of one, but like, I've never done that.
Really?
The first time I can tell you, and it's the weird scenario was last year. The long story short, I kind of told you in the truck there, it was about this. He ended up being a 196-inch 4-year-old.
Wow. Last
year, opening day. Property to the north of us was changing hands. I did end up talking to him. We had a conversation. The guy shoots the deer opening morning. I hear the shot, and because he's hunting and we're communicating, I'm also in the stand,
right,
on a scrape that he's been patterned on. So we're gonna shoot this deer, because I know he's dying
at some point. Yeah.
I know he's dying, and he's just big enough, crazy enough that I'm like, I gotta be in the stand for this thing,
right.
And I had history with the deer. I'd passed him the year before as a 3-year-old and stuff like that. And guy shoots him, here comes out, clearly lethal hit. Beds 4 or 5 times, jumps the fence. Yep. I shoot him, put one through his lungs. So I'm the first one on the scene. I go down and like recover. He dies 5 feet from my e-bike that's laying down there.
Dang.
That was the first one. And it was a different situation but it would have happened had I shot him first.
Sure.
Probably. So I kind of got like a free pass.
Because you were going to shoot that deer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have shot him if he came in for sure. So, but I kind of got a free pass because the neighbor shot him first. But when I walked up on that deer, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty spindly. Pretty like.
Your mind immediately goes to like, what would he have been next year?
Pretty thin in the neck. Like just didn't have that mature, dominant buck look to him.
Right.
Because he wasn't. He wasn't
That's
that. Right. He was a 4-year-old. Super high scoring deer, a lot of inches of antler. Like, don't get me wrong, but like he just wasn't what I'm after, not what I want out of an experience,
Yep. Interesting.
That would have been the only one. And I'm actually kind of pretty proud of that. I've never really thought about it, but like I've never been one that's just like, oh, it's a great deer, throw him in the back. I'm looking to improve on like every one.
Mm-hmm.
Improve or just have.
There is a ceiling to that.
That's right.
Yes, there is. And I'm at it. Granted, I could shoot a 200 inch. I could, there's benchmarks from that standpoint to hit, but I feel that I've accomplished like a lot, enough to be where if I didn't do any more, I could say that I did it at a very high level. Now it's about new properties, new experiences in different states. And like I was telling Jeremy, half of the fun for me anymore is like to go to Wisconsin and like for all these guys to come out of the woodwork and say, can we help with the property, and just meet and create new networks and stuff. But and then also like on the deer specific side, it's deer specific. It's like, hey, he maybe scores less or more or about the same of like the deer I shot 2 years ago, but he's of the age class that I'm after, and he's his own deer. And so
play
now
the chess match.
That's
again.
about him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get just as much enjoyment now. Like if there's an in-betweener buck, like I'll just film him. And then I just film him, and then I get home and I'm like analyzing the footage, and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy I didn't shoot him.
think if it's in between in the moment, you say, not sure, it probably is
That's right.
it wouldn't have fulfilled it. Not saying that you wouldn't be happy about it. It's
Well,
just wouldn't have.
That's where that comes
fulfilled
from. It's either comes from filming them and like you made the choice, and then you're like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you shoot them,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
you're
right.
like,
Then you almost have to convince yourself that it's okay.
Like last year, first cold front of the year, October 7th, something like that. I was sitting on my Nebraska plot, had this spot teed up, like called my shot earlier in the summer, like this is where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like this 147-inch buck comes in, makes like a 45-minute encounter, scraping at the base of the tree, like epic footage. And like I got home, I'm like, I should have shot that deer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and my mind was just thinking the content. And then I'm just like, why would I have shot that deer?
Yeah,
I've
why?
shot 5 deer that are bigger than him. Like it doesn't fill my cup. It might fill someone's
how
cup.
old was that deer?
4.
Yeah. Well, see, and when
Had
you
he been a 5-year-old, I think you probably should have.
yeah,
Yeah, I would probably agree with
don't pass deer that are in your criteria.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I was
those are the ones
hunting-
you go home and you're like, I should have shot that. I don't know that I've done that either. I don't know if I've ever passed a deer that in hindsight I'm like, I should have shot that deer.
And like at that point, Triple Threat was so live. So like I still had this lingering of this 200-inch buck in my mind. Like
Sure.
if it wasn't him, it wasn't going to be anybody.
Yeah,
And-
which I think is
Well, that's fine.
that's a healthy mentality.
Yeah.
If you can come to terms with the fact that I'm going to either kill that deer or
bust.
I'm going to bust.
That's right. And that's what I did the last 2 years.
yeah.
Pause.
I let you walk
Pause.
too far down that sentence.
Yeah.
Pause. No, that's what I did the last 2 years.
That was quick.
Bust
I busted.
and pause
Yeah.
and go.
I've been busting the last 2 years. Yeah. No,
I mean,
seriously did.
200 might make you do that.
Yeah,
that's hard to
absolutely.
say, yeah. But as long as you're okay with that, then good.
Right.
That's probably the cool like one-on-one buck mentality, and it just depends on where you're hunting. Like I'm very much, most of the places I hunt, Illinois would probably be the exception. Is like there's only one deer I'm hunting in that area.
Right.
So like everything else is like off the table in my brain. If I'm not encountering that deer, like I'm not shooting anything.
Right.
HUNTR Podcast is brought to you by Lone Wolf Custom Gear.
Man, no doubt one of the most important pieces of equipment we have besides our bows are tree stands.
The tree stand.
We've been rocking Lone Wolf Custom Gear for several years now. I've got the .75. You're using primarily the .5. And it has changed the way that we've been able to be mobile in the woods.
Running and gunning, man. Not only that, we have our woods are littered with the Patriot Series stands at this point now for us for permanent stands and also for the dads. And it's just been awesome to get to know those guys over the years. We have a really good relationship with the DeQuistos and everybody involved with that company. I'll give AJ a shout out there. And so to mention those guys, we are doing the Whitetail Roadshow again at my farm this year.
Second annual.
I believe it's going to be around the weekend of August 15th. It'll be a limited ticketed event, so we'll let you guys know as soon as those are available. It was a big hit last year. I think we sold out, and so really looking forward to that again this year.
Yeah, and if you can't make it there, everybody that's listening can go to lonewolfcustomgear.com, use the code HUNTR, HUNTR, for 10% off your first order. So if you've already ordered from the website, it's not going to work. But anybody that hasn't,
First-time customers only.
if you've been thinking about it, now's the time to use that code, go to the website, and try it out.
Hunt like a wolf.
Well, what we were kind of talking about it earlier, and it makes sense, hence the shirt of like,
We'll send you home.
what's your
That
season
one.
look
That
like?
exact shirt, actually.
Yeah. Give me that shirt. I like that.
We
I'll
will.
give it to you. What's the season look like? You're not going to leave Iowa, right?
I say no. I have a Kansas tag.
You do have a Kansas
Yeah,
tag.
I'll go hunt
okay, well,
Kansas.
that's probably the exception to the rule, right?
Yeah, and I think I leave Iowa to chase like a little bit of a different experience.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing big deer like we were talking. You don't leave Iowa to chase bigger deer. That's just stupid. You leave Iowa to chase a different experience. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go sit in a spot where I can see for 7 miles and rattle in $3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a little bit different than what I'm used to hunting in the hills.
Still a chance of a big buck, though.
Yeah, but so
Little one.
Jared Mills and myself, my dad, and then 2 of the Elevate Tree Stand guys, we're going caribou hunting here in a month. Actually, we leave a month from today.
No shit.
Yeah, this will be first day.
Where's
of our
that,
hunt.
like Newfoundland or something, or where are you going?
Kotzebue, Alaska.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, we'll be flying to Anchorage and then to Kotzebue and then flying into the Brooks Range.
Wow, that'll be cool.
Are you guys trying to film any of that? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna film the whole thing because
And you're hunting too, right? You got a tag?
Yeah. Yep. We all have tags. My dad's gonna take a rifle just because he's
Sure.
just kind of a rifle guy. But
So he's like, we'll guarantee one.
yeah, absolutely. But no, I'll probably film Jared just because we've filmed each other so much in the past. I'll probably film Jared, and then like if I spot one, he'll film me, and then the 2 Elevate guys are brothers, so they'll just probably hunt together.
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly the dynamic is gonna work, but it'll probably be something like that.
What's a tag situation look like that? Is that like over the counter?
Yep.
It is.
So they had us apply for like these special tags, and only 2 out of the 5 of us drew it, and we're like, oh shit, like now what?
Mm-hmm.
But the guy's like, oh, don't worry, just come up here and buy over the counter. I'm like, well, why do we apply?
Interesting.
So it was
different unit.
I think it's a different unit, like more of like a special draw.
Yeah.
Which I have that unit, so it's like,
Screw these guys.
Yeah, screw these guys. Put me on the
where's
good
the
zone.
special unit at?
yeah, put us right on the line. I'll go hunt over here.
Put my dad over there.
where the big bulls are. Yeah, yeah. So no,
Your dad'll smoke one from the like non-private unit over there.
I'll be stalking one. He'll shoot one over.
He's like, got him.
yeah.
Don't worry, Ethan.
Good shot, Ethan.
Take your time.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. But no, I have a Nebraska deer tag, like a mule deer tag for the Sandhills.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna get there if I have time.
That starts to get a condensed early season there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's like August 22nd through the 29th, and then it would be like a weekend trip out to Nebraska, just a quick rip, and then really I book off Iowa October 1 until I kill.
What's the Kansas trip?
It'll be late November.
Late November.
Yeah,
Yep.
like the
right
20th.
time. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the right time.
So, and I had a guy reach out that he's like, hey man, like my family's got some ground out here. I'd love to come hunt with you. And I'm like, let's do
Sure.
it.
Hey, cool. How, dude, those happen. Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
Not to like make it sound like it can't happen, but like we do that. Like
Yeah.
when guys are like, they reach out, they're like, love the podcast. Like my folks
Yeah,
have a
come
place
on
here,
out.
you know? And we don't just like, I don't want to take advantage of people. Just because they
Exactly,
think
yeah.
the podcast's cool. It's like, great. That doesn't mean like we have to come shoot your deer, but like,
Right.
But we will.
We've met some, we've made some great friends. Like,
Right.
as I was telling you on the way in, like from the podcast and like,
I
even
mean,
in
Iowa,
Illinois.
we stayed at the lake house there.
In Illinois, dude, for 2 years.
Yeah.
We stayed at
Paul's.
Like,
Casa de Paul.
Paul, who just was a fan of the podcast, reached out. And we're like, he's like, I got a farm right up the road.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
His family's like our family now when we're up there.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the best thing.
We don't feel like we get there and we see his dad or whatever, and we're like, hey, cool. Like we're just part of the group.
Yeah, like I jumped on a phone call with him, like, and I'm like, hey man, like we don't have to do that or whatever. Like, let's just get together. And he's like, no, let's do it. So that's some of the best relationships come from the industry and come from the platforms that we have, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That was the first how
It's so
I
cool.
got into Kansas is that I'm trying to think how I think I was doing either deer and deer hunting TV or it was buck score stuff, and Marcus saw that, and Marcus reached out and was like, hey, you should come hunt Kansas. This was in 2013.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
you got a spot? And he's like, yeah, I got a spot. I'm like, great, let's
it's the
go.
coolest thing. And maybe like not talked about enough, but like it's so cool that you can make connections with people across the country or in different states.
That's
and
right.
like, and if people are generous enough to offer it, like you just have to say yes. And then you've got an adventure ahead of you.
Yeah. Hunting is such a common language.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can meet
Yeah.
people of all walks of life, but if they like to hunt, like I can sit down and have a conversation with them like I am with you guys.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, that is so unique about the industry because it's so small. But you meet people from all over, they like to hunt. Next
Yep.
thing you know, you guys have hunted the same farm in Kansas. It's like,
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, because, we talk about that mature deer side of things, especially being such a limited resource, right? There's
That's
just
right.
not many of them. And it's not like, hey, come fish my pond or hey,
Right.
come shoot my turkeys or whatever. It's like
Means something.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot.
there's a much deeper opening or offering there that, you know, when you start to talk about like, hey, yeah, you can come deer hunt this place. And like,
But it
really?
might. I think it means more to us than it does.
It does,
most
for
anyone.
sure.
That's the difference.
But I
You
think
know,
that's the cool part about an appreciation is
That's
like
right.
if they're offering that, I'm like, whoa, like this dude's
I'm in.
really like.
Well, then we go above and beyond, and like I personally have been like, hey, almost like I want you to know how much this means to me. Like this,
right.
and you'll do anything to be like to get and to make them glad that they invited you to come. You know, because
Right.
it's like, listen, this means the world to
Like
me.
I
you know?
can't repay you for how much joy
Right.
this brought
Yeah,
me to
right.
be able
That's
to
it.
come
Right.
out here, hunt new terrain, you know, see new country, and shooting a buck is just on top of it. And like you said, you just meet like really good friends doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. It is yeah, and it you know, part of that for a brief moment puts you back in like that old camaraderie deer camp
Oh yeah,
experience, which was like, I don't know, like you could have been hunting private or public, but it's like nobody owned anything. Like you just
right.
came together as a group and you hunted, and whoever killed it, you celebrated.
You didn't know any better. That's what you knew. That's how you were
That's all you
raised.
knew.
That's all right.
Yeah, and so you know, for a fleeting moment, like there are those times where it's like, that was awesome.
Yeah, like I chased that buck all year in Iowa. I went to Kansas, and I'm like, dude, just put me on the oldest buck that there is. I'm like, I don't care what he looks like.
Yeah, kill him.
And so I was just mature buck hunting, and I had more fun in that like 3 days than I had the rest of the season.
For sure.
Because there was no stress. I was just going out, and it was like vacation.
Just give me an ancient toad, and I'll
That's exactly
put an
right.
arrow in him.
That's exactly right. And it was, like I said, it was so much fun. And I like credit the guys who can do that. Like, I take it too far where I'm like obsessive over these deer. It's just like unhealthy obsession.
We all do. Well, we
Yeah.
get fixated on whitetail deer hunting. It can be stressful. Like when you know the deer is there,
Yeah.
and you know other people are hunting them and stuff. It's like you almost are
The
like
clock's going.
the clock's going, and you're just like there's pressure to get on that deer. You know, and even if you want,
Right.
you know, you're gonna be happy for whoever gets it, kind of thing. You're like, it's got to be me.
There's still a point of you that wants to do it. That's what's so cool. Like, go to Kansas. We were talking about in our last podcast, going to North Dakota. Dude, yes, there's prep there, but like once we get there, we just hunt.
That's right.
There's been no over analyzing.
We have no idea what's
There's no
there.
years of history of like this buck and like, man, if he's not there, he doesn't do this. Like it's just like
Exactly.
We don't know.
there's one.
We're just blindly excited to go. We're like, we'll find something.
It's
We'll
refreshing
figure it out.
after, because you know what's going to happen in the season is like you're immediately all the work, all the years, all the thought process, and when you start to go into the whitetail season, you're like it's inevitable. It mounds up to be staring at you at that point. So yeah, having those kind of trips where it's just like throw it to the wind and go. We talked about it with like the old bows with the dad's old bow and just like going out and killing the first decent buck you see. It's like
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah. The beauty of it too is like if you just, you know, can focus on or, you know, like I just love to hunt. I love the process of hunting. And if you
Yeah.
can focus on that like throughout the process and enjoy it as you're doing it, then I think the success kind of just tends to come with that afterwards.
I was thinking about that on the plane today. Like, you listen to some of these high level like athletes, Levi Haynes. We were talking about him earlier. Like, all those guys talk about just loving the process. And like, I was sitting on the plane, like, nothing makes me happier than going and putting out trail cameras. Nothing makes me happier than setting mock scrapes.
Right.
Like, I love the process so much more than I like wrapping a tag. I mean, I love.
Yeah, dude, you're almost on the downhill when that happens.
That's exactly right. It's like an adrenaline dump. Like, you shoot your buck, you're like shaking in the stand, you call your buddies, and then it's just like everything
And
after
then
that.
now
is-
it's all done. And it sucks because like there is still, I'm not saying that there's not an appreciation for the deer. There clearly is at that point, but it's like,
big time, yeah.
you know, especially if it's a deer that you've invested multiple years on. There's plenty of people. We're talking to Pat Burns at Huntstock, and he had hunted this deer for like 5 years before he killed it.
Yeah.
And after he killed it, there was a giant void where he's like, I don't know if I love it as much as I used to.
Yep.
I mean, that is the culmination for sure. Like at a certain point, that's what you're at. You want to experience that. But in the
Right.
meantime, like we all win because like we get, if as long as that can be, you know, your goal is just to like have a great season and you love the process, then like there's no barrier to entry to that.
That's right.
Other than like having a place to go.
Yeah, there's no loss because
No.
you're not like mounting you're not like basing your season off of one kill shot.
Yeah.
And like the way I look at it too is like everything I'm doing is like I'm trying to earn the opportunity at one of these bucks. Like, so you're
Yeah.
starting the
Yes.
process. Like, you're earning the
That's right.
opportunity. You're going out there. You're setting the cameras. It's hotter than hell. But it's like, I
Yes.
know what I'm doing right now is paramount.
When we were getting flown away by mosquitoes and
Yeah.
like it was just absolute hell, all you can think to yourself is like, hell yeah.
It's gonna be worth it.
I'm gonna kill one here.
It'll
Like it's
pay
gonna,
off.
you know.
Right. Like at the end of the season, like you tag or you don't, you're whatever. You don't fill your tag, but it's just like, that you've put in the time. It's like, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's a
gonna
matter
happen.
of time. Next year.
It didn't really end. It just started.
He's another
Exactly.
year bigger. Good. You know?
Exactly. Like it didn't end. The story just continues. It's just a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
chapter.
That's the coolest thing, man. And it is, it is the beauty of trail cams and everything that we have. But, being able to link up year after year on these deer and truly have like one-on-one like battles with them,
Absolutely.
it is what hurts when they get killed by someone, whether you are excited for the neighbor or another family member or whatever. But, personally, you've become vested in them. And there is a point there, like, and I've seen it from a few guys. I mentioned Pat, and there's a couple other guys that like, there is a tipping point that's dangerous. Not that you're like out of it, but you've just been so vested in it that when it ends, either because of you and or someone else, that it's like it's hard to get back on the bike.
What better example than Bill with the double G4?
Oh man, absolutely.
That was like where we all witnessed in real time his emotion and having chased that deer for whatever it was 3-4 years, and then there it is.
Shots
it's over.
after opportunities.
You almost can
after-
sense it. It's like kind of tangible in those episodes where he shoots it and like it's not the greatest shot and it's still alive, and then the next morning he and Drew go and recover it. You almost can like just taste it in the thing. It's just like,
Well, there's just like,
it's sad.
It's a bittersweet moment.
it's like this big void is on the farm. Like
huge. Because, I mean, it's going to take, unless there's
And
like
it's
the
not
next
just-
one coming up, like it's taking years to fill that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just Bill's voice. I bet in fact, if we get a chance to talk to him again on the podcast, I'd love to ask him. It wasn't just Bill's experience with the deer and his like experience that was over. It was like the whole
It
country
was our story.
was
Right.
watching that. And there was a brand essentially built around it for a season or two. And it was
Yep.
like all of us collectively were like, it's over.
Yeah, now what?
Like think how special and how lucky we are to get to, hunt the farms where these 170, 180 inch class deer live. And then they're gone. And it's just like, now what?
Insane, man.
It's literally the now
It's
what.
not an easy backfill. That's why they're such a insanely looked upon resource.
That's right.
But it's kind of what you want. I mean, not like that's what we're after, but it's like you want all of it. I want the whole experience. I want to experience that aftermath, and if that comes with some sadness, then like
Right.
I want that too. That's being a deer
Well, I
hunter.
mean, that's how you appreciate the high times.
Yeah.
Right? Like if it was all great, then like each one would diminish slightly in how great it actually feels.
It does
You
help you
need
appreciate-
low points
Yeah.
to be able to really appreciate high points.
Well, yes. But to that analogy, I would say more like there's actual low points that are like just it sucks. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know, we're not having success kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Deer died from EHD.
That low
They're
point
gone.
is just part
Nobody got them.
Yeah, that low point is just part of the journey. And it does hurt a little bit, but it's like if you want the first part, you better want the last part too, and have all of it, and just it's a package. It all comes.
I think the hardest
comes
part
together.
is like, as the wise older guy at the table, is like those packages that you're talking about there's only so many of them in your hunting career, right? Like if you think of the chase of a deer from 3 to 5 or 6, right? And then the reboot after that deer, it's like, was that 5 years?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you experience 2 of those. That's a decade. That's a decade of hunting that you get to experience 2 of those.
And they go like that.
Now we've tried to make more opportunities by going out of state and replicating that in other states. So it's like
you have them overlapping.
There's stories overlapping, so it's maybe not.
Dude, think about like
not as gapped.
GR8. It's like
Sure.
you don't plan for them to become legends. It's just the years go on.
Yeah,
Mistakes
and they keep
happen.
living.
You hit like lows.
The stories write themselves.
Yeah, they write them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I have this deer that's 7 years old, and I'm like, Lebrowski was like kind of that way, but GR8 more so.
Sure.
Like you just for whatever reason
He's been there.
he's
been
not
there.
a
He's been
big
there.
high scoring deer. He's like last year he was like maybe 140.
And there's
Maybe.
probably deer right now that are writing their own story that you're not even thinking about.
For sure.
Well, dude, the one I killed in Iowa, like it was so cool. We had no idea, no concept that deer was there, no history, no nothing, but like to go. And so it wasn't the full ride of it, but like to think back, I was like, dude, that deer was alive. And probably a 2-year-old before
Right.
we ever even had the thought to put in for points.
Right.
And then there's that 5-year buildup. I'm like, what was this deer doing all this time? And where was I? And what,
Yeah.
And somebody had their story on that deer, I guarantee.
100%.
Somebody was
multiple.
watching them and thinking of like, man,
Probably
he
had
makes it
been
another
missed
year.
for sure. Had gotten pictures of
Absolutely.
all of it.
So interesting.
Yeah. So there is overlaps there. It's just,
Yeah.
and you just have to you have to be careful not to fall too much into a trap there.
That's
where
right.
like you're just living in those stories, because like I said, they only come every 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And if you fall into those traps, then there are years of like, now what? And
You
I
gotta
think
have
that's what happens.
multiple different options too,
Yeah.
because like you said,
Sure.
buck dies EHD, neighbor kills him.
Yeah. What do you do?
He gets hit by a car. Who knows?
You just stop hunting.
No, you gotta just
you can't.
keep rolling. Move to the next state, find the next buck, go find the next mature deer. I don't know.
I will say I don't envy, and it's changed a little bit, but I don't envy most of the traditional TV guys that are just filling 13 episodes of deer kills every year.
Yeah.
Because it's just one after the next
Yeah.
after the next. It's like, I'm not saying they're not exciting or they don't have fun on the hunt, but it's like,
There's no attachment there.
yeah, and it's just, you're just stacking fish in the barrel.
Right.
And it's like, have you reflected on like what was your favorite hunt, or did they blur together? Did you shot that one, then 2 days later you're on this one, then 2 days later and I'm like, man, there's no possible way you're telling me you enjoy that feeling as much as you would if you just spent a season hunting a deer. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, think how much pressure those guys were feeling in those days too.
It's crazy. It still is. There's guys that are putting themselves on TV now who we probably don't even know the name of,
Right.
who think that if they fill 13 episodes of deer kills, they're going to get sponsored for several $100,000 and be the next big thing. And I'm like, dude, nobody cares.
Not on TV.
Not on TV. And I mean, if you're not compelling and captivating and a storyteller or charismatic or something, like, you aren't going to make it online either.
No.
You can't just go out there and be like, yep, we were in Texas this year, shot this deer. 2 days later, I'm in Oklahoma. 2 days later, I'm in Can't. Like, nobody cares.
When we were talking about this in the truck, like just how much the hunting industry has changed, even since I've been in it since 2021 is when I was an intern, like seeing how much that has changed. And before that, the TV situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, man, like I even feel a little pressure sometimes to get kills just to feel like,
How can you not?
it's like, I want to like, okay, I'm telling this story. Like I want to be looked at as a credible figure and shoot this buck, but it's just like, that's dumb. I need to quit thinking that way.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, how can you not? Because it's like, and that's where I come back to like, I've just decided that I just love the process so much that I'm not even going to give myself that way out.
Yeah.
It's just a cop.
It'll come together.
That's right. It'll come together when it's meant to be. And if it's
Exactly.
not, figure something else out. But
Otherwise, it's going to just sound forced and commercialized, and then nobody's going
Exactly.
to watch it anyways.
that's exactly right. Because I know whether I had, 100,000 people watching or 0 people watching, I'm doing what I love
Yeah.
when I'm out there is hunting and creating content when I'm out there. So it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do this either way.
Yes.
I mean, what was it? Like, was it 2 years
That's
ago
well
on bowhunting Whitetails that Bill didn't kill a buck the
Yeah.
whole season? And I mean, everybody watched Bill every
That's
week
right.
because they're following the journey, and he didn't kill shit.
And it's so much more relatable than going out and
it's
whacking
like,
and
yeah,
stacking
dude, me too.
190s.
I
Yeah.
texted him. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not seeing shit either. Like, I don't know where these deer are.
Or you hunt the same farm.
I mean, I felt like I was.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could never fly during like the main TV era.
No,
right?
no
Like
way.
they needed a beginning, a middle, and an end on every episode.
That's
now
right.
it's like that is reality. There are more people experiencing a season like Bill experienced than they are the ones who shoot one every episode.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
I like how you said it a lot. I can't repeat it to you word for word, but it's almost like dude, you just have to come back to the process.
That's right.
And it's like, who cares if people watch? Like,
Yeah.
I understand the line where it's like, and even us, it's like, we have sponsors that pay us
It's
money,
a business.
and we have,
Right.
there's like a business component to it, but like, fortunately, I care more about my pursuit with
Mhm.
big deer and
That's
Jeremy
right.
and I's relationship in doing so and the
Yeah.
network that we've built than viewership.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I value our followers and stuff like it.
No
it's,
doubt.
It's
Me
awesome
too.
that
Same.
people watch, but like, I'm just really happy that I care more. Just really at the root of it, I care more about my hunting experience than I do about viewership.
To Ethan's point, whether there's 10 people watching or 10,000 people watching,
We're gonna do
this
it.
podcast is going to sound the exact same.
Exactly.
Exactly the same.
Like no different.
It will be no
did.
different.
Go back to podcast 1 or 2, and it was like my mom watching. It sounds the same as it
it's
does
never
now, just with
changed.
better equipment.
For sure.
Like that, and I think people. That's why Bill was so successful. He is from day one. He has been nothing but authentic.
That's right.
Through the whole process. And so whether you were in Pennsylvania watching it from a study hall, or you were in Iowa watching it, like you were gravitating into him because you're like, this dude, he's just telling me what's happening.
He's genuine. Yeah.
He's genuine.
And that's kind of what I'm going for too, because it's like, listen, I'm 24. I know I don't know it all. Like, but I want to just like document my hunting experiences for these people to watch. Like, I'm going to miss deer. I'm going to mess hunts up. I have no idea what I'm doing on some of the food plot stuff, but I'm learning, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. And if you guys can learn from my mistakes and not make them, like, that's
awesome.
valuable to
Dude,
me.
you wait to, like, at your age, which, man, I feels like just the other day I was there,
You young bucks.
With how, with just with the level where you're at now and the people you surrounded yourself with, like, you'll kill some
slammers,
hammers along the way there.
Yeah.
And the way that you positioned yourself with your branding and just like, and I can just tell like your demeanor and you're very respectful and stuff, like you're going to be,
it'll go away.
You're going to crush it, man.
Yeah. And like, I don't know what it is. I just know that like a lot of my friends, like coming out of school, it's like, what are you going to do after you're done? Like that was never a question to me. Mine was, I'm always going to hunt. Like that's my
what do you
passion.
mean? I'm doing it.
Like this is what I'm going to do. Like as long as I don't have to sleep in a Walmart parking lot, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I care about.
What if you just sleep in a redneck in the woods with Bill Winke?
Yeah, I would, whatever.
With the ozonics on.
Yeah, turn the ozonics on and I'm in.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. But no, so it's just like, I feel like this is kind of my calling is chasing big
I'm just
whitetail.
going to do this as long as I can.
It's what I'm passionate about, and I don't think that I'm myself without doing it. So it's just like, I just got to do it.
It'll be cool, dude. I mean, there is a...
know the feeling.
We effectively have like 3 very different demographics here of 20s,
It is cool. We're
20s,
20s,
30s,
30s,
40s, right?
Right.
In that, like, there's an entire group of guys growing, coming out of college that are your age, that are getting their first sustainable careers.
That's right.
That are building a family, that are looking at it as like, okay, for the first time in my life, like, I kind of have some disposable income. I'm making good money. Like, I'm independent on my own. And they're like, how do I take what I was doing from a hunting side and like start to do more and be
That's
bigger?
right.
And I think it'll be a really, because people are going to, at that age, are going to relate to you more than, and no offense, to Bill, who's, in his 50s and like has a huge farm that he bought and stuff. And you're leasing a farm that frankly you grew up hunting. Like it's not that you're not leasing it. It's just, there was a personal connection very there.
Yeah, I mean, everything I do is with borrowed equipment, basically. Like,
which is awesome.
I got to go hang cameras. I got to go borrow my dad's side-by-side and not tell him. And he's chewing my ass because I didn't tell him I was taking it.
You didn't fill it up with gas when you were done.
Exactly. But that's just the stage of, like, I know that's where I'm at.
And so are a lot of people that are listening to this and watching your stuff.
My dream is like, okay, own a farm, own a tractor. Like, I shop on Facebook Marketplace every day for tractors. It's just like, that's where I'm going. That's where I want to go.
A ton of other people, man.
But it's like, right now, I know where I'm at, so I just got to grind it out until I can get there.
And it's good. Well, dude, just embrace it while
good.
you're in it.
That's right.
It's
hard.
Good. It's good to not have a tractor. Freaking,
it's not good.
It sucks, but it's good. It's exactly what we're saying.
Funny. So we're, the Stone Road side of things has been doing some stuff with Barsodi and Frigid here recently. And so we pulled out like an old Big and Beastie one, and it's Barber with a push mower in this food plot and then a hand tiller and stuff planting this food plot. And I was just dying. And I'm like, dude, I remember those days.
What related more to people than poor man plots?
Oh, my God.
Nothing. Like poor man plots, I shouldn't say that. They probably like put Big and Beastie like
they probably did, dude.
on the map. Like, oh, you can do throw and grow and you can have whatever.
Done.
It's just like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
This is not like.
And I remember doing all of those, and now it's like, I've got a tractor.
They were awful. Poor man plots, that.
Terrible.
It's brutal.
Oh, I hope I never.
But it's just, I mean.
never have to do one of those.
Okay, so, but do you have a poor man's plot or you have no plot?
That's exactly
right.
What
those were the options,
well,
basically.
You got to work smarter, work harder. I was like, I got to get smart enough to figure out how to, like you're doing, I got to figure out a tractor situation.
Yeah, there's just a time component.
I did them, don't get me wrong. And I was like, pretty quickly, like, this is not going to work. This is not scalable.
Yeah. Every time I need a tractor, like first week of August, I go to the Ace Hardware store and I rent a trailer, a tractor, tiller, and the guy says every time, don't drive that tractor with your don't haul that tractor with your truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not driving it to the farm, so it's coming on.
It's going on the trailer.
They do happen, and all of a sudden you look back, you're like, how do I have like I got like 6-8 box blinds. I got this year for me, it's like I have 3 5,000-pound feeders. I have a gravity wagon to fill these things. And still though we rent like the county drill and stuff like that. We borrow friends' cultipackers and drills and stuff in Illinois and stuff like that. Especially when you start going other places, and that's my problem too. It's like I'm so laser focused, like business and everything else. I'm like where I'm going, and sometimes I just gotta like take the blinders off and just like look around and be like, hey, this ain't too bad. Like I'm hunting a lot.
Don't look so far ahead and forget about what you have where you're at right now in life.
That's the best. If somebody can take something from this podcast is during the deer season. Maybe I overstated to Jeremy. I'm like, I'm adamant that we just slow it down. And I'm like, dude, we're here.
It's so hard to
We're going to just enjoy every day of deer season. And some of them are going to suck and some are going to be great. And we're going to have some successes. We're going to have some massive failures. But like, let's enjoy this deer season while we're in it.
Because like my mind is like, next cold front, next trail camp pick.
Then all of a sudden it's December.
Next thing you know, you're sitting on the couch for 3 weeks. Well, it's gun 1 in Iowa. It's like, man, it was just October 1.
I know. We talk about it all the time, dude. We're like, it's October. We got plenty of time. Next thing you know, it's freaking December.
Because you don't hunt every day in October either.
Well, for me, the trick, and there's a balance to all of this, right? But like when you're presented with an opportunity in deer season,
that's right.
You take it.
That's right.
And you live the rest of your life in a manner that allows you to take the opportunity.
Right.
It's tough. There's very few people.
It's the hardest.
Can do it that way.
Yeah.
I'd say less than 3% of deer hunters that can occupy their lives in that way.
And I didn't set out for it to be that way. I just knew, like you do, what I had to do. I was like, it's either that or I just lose jobs, and like, doesn't look good. So I freaking busted my butt all year, and
continue to do so.
And continue, absolutely.
Like, that's like, this isn't my day job.
Mine either.
No. No one hardly. That's what we talked about in the truck. There's not very many people that hunt deer for a living. Like,
if anybody that we can name anymore.
Very few.
So if your goal is, like you said, to own land, to own a farm, and be financially successful and support your wife and a family someday.
You best have a good business outside of it.
Yeah. Don't plan to hunt for a living. You got to make money, and you got to but also know what you're.
Right.
You better be your own boss.
Get back to being a dinosaur.
That's what it is. You got to be.
Yeah.
You got to be your own boss besides your wife. Yeah. You got to be your own boss.
Right. That's exactly right. And that's why, I mean, I know you guys are in real estate. We talked about that. Like, that's the path that I've taken. It just kind of like fell into my lap.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And so I've just.
A lot of flexibility there.
That's right.
Can be as big as you want to be.
You can meet a lot of really, really cool people who you don't know when they're going to help you.
Which is the biggest value you get out of it.
You could have a strong run of sales from March to August and then be like, I'm pretty good for the year.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, you can stack. You can work as hard as you want to. I mean, when you're your own boss, it's like
you get what you put in.
You're accountable for yourself. Like no one's coming to save you. That's famous.
If you don't sell, there's no money coming.
That's right. So it's like, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to have to go pick up a second job, or are you just going to bust your butt now? And that way you can hunt in the fall and do what you want. And
it's a big part of it.
Earn those opportunities like we've been saying.
Cool. Well, before we let you go, for anyone listening that wants to check out films that you have done and stuff that you got coming up, what's the best place for them to find that stuff?
All my social media is just under my name, so Ethan Stubbs on
Stubsters.
YouTube. Yep, the Subster. And then Ethan Stubbs on Instagram as well.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
I did.
I love that. The Subster. Stubster.
Sub to the Stubster. Should be my new saying.
Stubster.
I'm pretty original. Just use my name.
Yeah, Ethan Stubster Stubbs. Got it.
Cool.
And then on YouTube, same?
Yeah, it's just my name. Yep, Ethan Stubbs.
That's the brand.
That's the brand. It's just me.
Stubsters.
Awesome. Dude, very impressed with you as a 24-year-old.
Yeah,
not to like Big Brother at all, but like, you carry yourself very well. Freaking flew out here today from Iowa.
I was trying to think. I think it was it was probably at least 2 years ago, maybe in Indy, when we came up and we're talking to you and Jordan and Bill outside the hotel, and you're like, dude, I'm a huge podcast fan. I'm like, really? I was like, we were going to come and talk to you about
You remember what I said to you?
I don't think so.
I said most guys want to go on Joe Rogan. I want to be on the Hunter.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Did you really? Yes, you did.
And like, I don't know who it was, but you guys were like, man, that's the best compliment
You did
ever
say
got.
that.
Well, it's taken us a while, but we finally got you on here, so glad you.
Best in person as well.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
right?
No doubt. I wouldn't do it any
like,
other
dude,
way.
that was, I don't know, 3 hours. like that.
Yeah. Hey, great first podcast. Freaking
Isn't that
killed it,
crazy?
man.
Yeah,
like
that
how
is
fast
wild.
it goes.
It is.
Okay, I drink all water, no beer, or all beer, no
All
water.
beer, no water.
All water, no beer.
Yeah, I feel like you close the door in here and it's like a time
Different
machine or
world,
something.
right?
Yeah, it's
It
like-
is, dude. A lot of people will sit in that chair and it'll go for a while, and then we're like, okay, cool. It's been 3.5. We better cut it. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, we've been cranking here.
It's just, I woke up at 2:30 this morning, drove to the airport, got here at whatever time I did. Oh yeah,
Because you flew out of Des Moines.
Cedar
far are you
Rapids,
from the
Cedar
airport?
Rapids.
hour and a half,
Your flight wasn't until
5,
5.
Yeah, where'd you get laid over? Chicago?
Chicago, and then
Oh my
here.
goodness, yeah, you
Yeah.
quite a bit of travel, huh?
Oh yeah, it was I just took an ice cold shower this morning,
Wow.
drank a Red
Well,
Bull, jumped in the
we'll
truck.
go buy you a nice steak after this.
Yeah, there you go.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Well, cool, dude. Well, we appreciate you coming in, and we appreciate everyone listening to this episode of HUNTR Podcast, and we will catch y'all next week.
Later.
Take me